Gamers, it's time for episode 2 of the road to 1,000 days survived in my hardcore world. This video consists of episodes 8 to 14 and I'll continue to release these compilations every 7 episodes. Also, feel free to leave this video running in the background as it greatly helps the channel. Alright, let's get into episode number 8. Gamers, this is my dream medieval city so far, and today it's getting some substantial expansions with 2 new districts. We're also sticking to a strict subset of rules when it comes to building this city. Rule 1 is to keep the houses close together. Rule 2 is that almost every house must be different. Rule 3 is to create more job site buildings. And the final rule is to use the existing landscape instead of terraforming. And yeah, so this is it so far. I feel we followed my rules decently, except the houses are still a little further apart than I wanted. So we're definitely going to be focusing on that in this episode. So like I said previously, we'll be adding 2 new districts to this city in this episode. And we definitely need to get some planning done because I have no idea where they're going to go. So what I'm going to quickly do is extend our wall outlines here and continue our main paths to make a sort of outline for our district areas. So let's get to it. Alright, and with our planning mostly completed, it's time to finally get started on our first new area, which is going to be the industry district. This is where everyone in the city will come to work and provide goods and services for the townsfolk. And for each workplace building, I found this pretty cool website which actually lists a bunch of real medieval workplaces. And so from that website, I've just grabbed a list of my favorite ones that I want to rebuild in Minecraft, and I've put them in this random wheel spinner generator. So let's spin it and see which one we're going to start building first. Alright, so we got to the stone mason. Alright, settle down guys, Jesus Christ. So let's jump over back into Minecraft and start building this build. Alright, so the stone mason building. I don't exactly know what it is. I think it's just like a guy that works with stone and his name is like Mason or some shit. I don't know, dude. But basically I found this really cool reference online. It looks like an Age of Empires 2 kind of house, and I'm gonna use that just to kind of loosely build off of, you know? And so I think over here is gonna be a pretty good spot. I know we're not gonna be building super close to the houses. I do want to have a bit of gap between each of the districts at least. So I think this is going to be fine. Probably we'll start, I don't know, right here or something. And so for the pillars, let's actually use some stone bricks. And I think maybe we're just going to stick with our, signature gap of 3. And so following the shape of that building in the reference, we're going to make kind of, I don't know, a big L shape like this. And then we'll come around this way here. So something like that. And I think I want to have a separate building, maybe off on this side here. So we're going to leave a gap of 3. Then let's have another building on this side. Let me just quickly outline it. Yeah, there we go. Something like that. So let's start raising all of these pillars up. I'm also going to need to go grab some bricks for the roof. So I'm going to get all this filled out. I'll grab some bricks and I'll meet you guys back here. Dude, you have no idea how sick I am of doing this freaking trip. You can trust me that I'm going to be sorting this out in the very near future. God almighty. I want to know how many hours I've wasted just doing this trip back and forth, man. Christ. All right, gamers, and we're back. Let's get up to the roof and start trying to figure out exactly how I want to do this. I do have a little bit of an idea in mind. I'm going to try and copy the reference a little bit, but it's kind of a weird style roof and I honestly don't know if it is going to work. I just realized I need stone bricks for this, not stone. God damn it. Okay, so my idea is to do something like this. So it's not your typical roof that, you'd see me building, but I think it's going to look pretty good. So we have our edges of stone bricks like this, and then I'm going to grab our brick slabs here and just inset this by one half block from the trim. And with the front done, let's actually just quickly jump down and see how that looks, if it looks whack or not. Okay, and there it is. Oh, that actually looks nice. Let me get a bit of a high angle here. I actually really like that. That looks awesome, dude. So yeah, that's going to be the roof style there. We're also going to repeat this over on this building too. And so what I'm actually going to do is raise this half up 4 blocks as well. And then we'll get this roof going kind of the opposite direction to that one. Yeah, dude, that is awesome. I love that roof style. That just looks, I don't know, really cool. I don't know how to explain it. And yeah, so these front areas up here are actually going to be balconies. So let's add a little bit of a floor in using our bricks here for the balcony floor, I guess. And now for our... What the hell, dude? And now for our railings, we're going to use a block that I was not allowed to use last episode. Oh, that actually reminds me of something. Okay, once I get this added in, I'm going to go quickly do something. So if you missed it, last episode, I banned myself from using spruce, and we honestly made probably my most favorite build in this series so far yet. So go check that out if you missed it. But as I was running past our farmhouse building, I noticed a missing trapdoor that I could not place because it is spruce. But now that the ban has been lifted, we can add this in, and now the farmhouse is finally complete. Oh my god. That feels so good. Okay, now I'm gonna go make the massive trek all the way back to the frickin' city. Oh my god, I can't believe I just did that whole thing for one trapdoor, man. But thank you for leaving the comments in the last video. That helped remind me. I appreciate it. Okay, we're back, and it's now time to add in the walls. And so for this first building here, I'm thinking it's gonna look pretty nice actually having it just like completely open, I guess. So what I'm gonna do is add these nice little arches in between every single little section here. Maybe actually at this back corner we'll fill this in. And I think for the window, let's actually just have it open. We'll have some stairs at the tops and bottoms, and then just nothing in there. I think that's gonna look pretty nice. Let's fill out the rest of our little archways, and yeah, so under here is gonna be kind of like the workshop, I guess. And so we'll have to go grab some ladders, but for now, I'm just going to add the ceiling in here. We'll probably chuck the ladder on there, so let's leave a little gap. And now as for the second floor, I'm just going to fill this all in with our same window design as down here. And I'll repeat this over on this one as well. All right, so there is all of our walls added in. I also went ahead and added a floor into both of our little buildings here, and it's still just looking a little bit, I don't know, under detailed. So I actually came up with a pretty nice little detail idea. Let's make some spruce buttons here, and what we're gonna do is just put these on all of the corners and in all of the little middle areas along our central pillars here, and let's just kind of see how that looks after we've added all of these in. All right, and there it is so far. I ended up removing the middle oh my god, I just realized. God's sake, man, yeah, so like I was saying, I ended up removing the middle buttons just because it was way too much. So yeah, that's looking a little bit better now. The next thing I want to do is actually add a little external staircase. On the reference, it's on this side of this building, but I want to add it on this side just so, you know, it's a bit more visible. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. I'm happy with that. So adds a little more visual interest to this building, you know? Okay, and so now it is time to get started with the detailing. So in here, I want this to be kind of the workshop. So let's place a little stone cutter, and then we're just going to sprinkle a couple of barrels and chests around in here. Maybe in here we'll just have like a little bit more of, you know, kind of barrelness and chestness. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then outside, like in the reference, we have these like big stone blocks, and it looks really cool. Like they're like midway through harvesting? What the hell did I just say? That was a mix of harvesting and carving. Harvesting. I don't know what I'm on about, but yeah, they're like midway through a little project. So let's add like a big just stone block in the center here, and then we'll have it look like it's kind of being carved away. Let's change that to a stair facing that way. That's pretty cool. I like that. Let's add maybe another one over here. This one can maybe just be like a full one. And then over here, let's maybe chip away a little bit at this landscape so that we can put one up here. Oh yeah, dude, that looks awesome. I love that so much. And now we need to add a little extension to our pathway here to lead over to this little base. And hell yeah, dude, that's just like a cute little stone mason kind of workplace. I actually really like the way this turned out. I think it looks super nice. It's a little bit under detailed. Honestly, I don't know what other details I could add to this. Oh, actually, I just got an idea. Give me a second. I'm gonna do that, and I'll meet you guys back here right now, mate. All right, there we go. So, yeah, I just added a little bit of andesite texture. I found a little patch of it over yonder. And yeah, that just adds a little bit of extra, you know, I don't know, just flair to the build. It's not as plain anymore, and yeah, I think that is now completed. Time to move on to the next building profession workplace thing. All right, next up, we're gonna move on to a bit of a 2-in-1. We're gonna be making a herbalist and an apothecary over in this area right here. As you can see, I've already extended the landscape out a little bit more just to accommodate, you know, both of our buildings. So for the outside, I'm thinking just kind of, I don't know, just like a, I guess a similar building to what we have over here for the houses. And yeah, so maybe for the herbalist, let's start with that first. We'll do something like that, and maybe let's just have this one be a rectangular shape, I reckon. Never mind. We're gonna shift this back one whole section here because I just got an idea for it. Because it is a herbalist, out the front, we can have just a bunch of like herbs, like a little herb garden. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, this is gonna be our herbalist building. Our apothecary, which is kind of like a herbalist, I guess, but it's more for like medicine style stuff. I reckon maybe we'll have that building be a little bit larger, and let's kind of figure out a shape for it because I have no idea. As you can probably tell, I've done no planning building for this, you know, except for, you know, the planning of outlining the walls and stuff, but I haven't planned what these buildings are going to look like at all, so I'm having a little bit of trouble. All right, just give me a second. I'm going to get this figured out. All right, there we go. So I've got a little bit of an idea in mind now. Like I always say, if you're struggling to build, I don't think I've actually ever said this, except for maybe in one of my like tip videos, but if you're struggling to, you know, figure out a build or like a shape or anything, just look up inspiration, honestly. It's so good. Instead of just freaking sitting around there like just trying to figure out what to do, just look it up, take some inspiration. There's no bloody wrong in doing something like that, you know what I'm saying? I just realized I've been placing the goddamn wrong block, man. So yeah, for our apothecary here, we're going to be doing a base of stone, and then we're going to transition up to a wood kind of like top area, which I think is going to look pretty nice and very like medieval. And then we're going to transition into logs, maybe something like this, having some stairs there. So I think instead of doing it on the side here, we'll actually only have it extend out on the front. All right, so yeah, because kind of the shell of these is going to be kind of boring, I'm just going to quickly speed through all of this. I'll do a time lapse for all of the exterior, and then we'll get to the fun part of these, which is going to be the interior. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, and there we go. There's the exterior done for both of our buildings, the apothecary and the herbalist. Now let's get started on more of the exterior stuff, actually, some of the detailing. Firstly, out the front here, I want to add like a little herb garden. Well, technically it's going to be like a flower garden, but you know how it is. There's not really any herbs in Minecraft, so we make do with what we got. So let's just place a couple of these in like some rows, I guess, just something like that. Honestly, we might actually even remove the fence just because I don't think it really makes much sense. I think it's going to look nicer without it. And actually, I'm just going to completely undo everything I just did. And I think what is actually going to look cooler is doing this instead. Yeah, that looks way better. That is awesome, actually. And maybe just on the corners here, we'll put some fences with some lanterns on just to brighten it up a little. Yes, dude, that is looking so good. Let's head on inside now, because in here, I want to add a bunch of like shelves just everywhere. So let's start up here. And then underneath, let's grab out our chests and our single barrel. And let's maybe do something like that. Then maybe over on this side, we could add a little bit of a table. And now this is where we crack out the old flower pots and we just absolutely pump this bad boy full of them. Yes, dude. And now we're just going to alternate between all of our flowers here. Oh yeah, dude. That is looking pretty nice. Nothing too super crazy, you know? But honestly, I think that looks pretty nice for a little bit of a herbalist style building. Maybe over in this corner, we could add a crafting table and maybe just a little bit of a table here and maybe a lantern on there too. Yeah, that's looking pretty nice. I don't want to go too crazy with it, you know, we've got a lot of buildings to get through. So yeah, that's the herbalist interior and exterior pretty much all done. Now it's time to head over to the apothecary. And so in here, we're going to have to make like sort of a, I don't know, it's a shop that just has a bunch of little tinctures and like interesting little things that kind of heal you, I guess. So let me go craft some stuff up real quick. Give me a second. And from this point on, my microphone just completely stopped recording. I absolutely hate shadow play. I'm sick of it, dude. But yeah, basically I added this nice little doorway in here. I'm also, you know, gonna add in a ladder right now. Here we go, guys. Yep, there it is. And we also added in a bit of a ceiling and a floor as well for down here. Now for this downstairs area, I decided on making this the primary kind of workshop or like distillery area where this guy would be theoretically making his tinctures and little things, you know? So I started adding in this little contraption consisting of some cauldrons and some hoppers connected to a chest. And I don't know, it's just kind of like a little brewing thing. I don't really know how it works or anything like that, but I just thought it was pretty cool. And then over on the opposite side here, I decided on adding in a table with a bunch of brewing stands on top of that as well. Heading on upstairs, I decided to make this the primary kind of shop area where all of the items are on display. So I ended up making a bunch of these tables and shelves as well along the tops. And then I just ended up filling those in with a bunch of stone buttons and wood buttons to act as kind of like, I don't know, just little items. I honestly have no idea. I wish there were more tabletop decorations in this goddamn game, man. It sucks. But yeah, basically I filled it up with those. I also filled it up with a bunch of empty flower pots, and I put some filled flower pots on the top row as well. And then to finish off the interior in here, I ended up hanging a lantern from the ceiling and sprinkling in a couple along the tables as well. And yeah, so that pretty much does it for our herbalist and our apothecary buildings. Okay, I may have just lied. That doesn't actually do it. We still need to link up up the pathways, of course, so there we go, that's done. At this point, I also decided it needed a little bit more grass, so I grabbed some bone meal and just kind of sprinkled in a little bit of patches of grass around the place, just removing, you know, a little bit of it because I thought it was too much at times. For the finishing details on the exterior here, just a couple of barrels and chests definitely, you know, helped it look a little bit less bland and boring on the outside. There we go. Now we're all done with the Herbalist and the Apothecary building. For this next building, I wanted to change it up and just try something completely different from our previous buildings. And this building here is going to be our wood cutting or woodworkers like shack. And so instead of like an established building, I decided on doing like kind of just like a roofed area. So starting off, I added in our posts in all of the corners, making the front a little bit higher than the back. And then heading on to the actual roof portion of the building, I decided on making the trims out of stone. And so we have this higher area and lower area, and then I just connected them up in the middle basically. And yeah, and then I just decided on actually making the main part of the roof wood, and then I inset it like 1/2 block down from the trim. And yeah, so this is the completed roof here. I think it turned out pretty nice. Now it's time to start adding our details under here, starting off with like a wood or like log cutting area. So I placed in a stone cutter, and then I also added some logs behind it and to the side as well, as if these are logs that are still yet to be cut. And right in front of the stone cutter, of course, a nice detail is going to be some extinguished campfires to look like cut logs. And now onto the next detail, I decided on adding in like a big old table here that they would theoretically be using to woodwork on or whatever, to like create whatever things they build in woodworking shacks. I have no idea. And then just for some little details on top of that table, I chucked some buttons along with some slabs and some trapdoors to make it look like, I don't know, like projects they're midway working through or something. I have no idea. Onto the final details, I added a little storage section in the middle along with some lanterns on top of the roof, like kind of dangling from the roof, you know, and I also added a little bit of a pathway going through it too. And that pretty much concludes our woodworking shack. Next up, I want to make the barber shop, and I decided on making this one more of like a tent instead of an established building, so I went and grabbed a whole bunch of wool from some sheeps, of course. And yeah, so I want to build it in this spot here, which does need a little bit of terraforming, so I got that all done, and then we finally got started building. Now, after completing our first little shape design here, I realized that it's actually, you know, way too big, so yeah, it's time to cut it down a bit. Alright, so this here is our new, you know, refined shape. It's a little bit smaller, and it's time to start with my interesting idea, which was to add a red strip around the entirety of the tent. Honestly, I'm just gonna spoil it now. It didn't end up looking great, so I removed it all, and this is now what we're left with. So yeah, right now, it looks nice, but it is a pretty big blocky piece of shit. So it's time to start adding some wood details to this to add a little bit more kind of, I don't know, you know, like niceness to it. So starting on the left side here, I added some stairs along with some trapdoors that'll kind of connect this up to the roof. Heading up, I added more stairs in these areas here and then connected it up towards the roof. I decided on just making this top portion of the roof, you know, wood slabs, mainly because I ran out of wool and couldn't be bothered getting more. And so after adding that to every side, I also added some wood slabs on top of all of the top blocks of wool, and I think it ended up looking pretty nice here. But I did have another idea for a cool little detail, which was adding some fences in these corners along with some slabs on top of those. And so after adding those in, I decided to start playing with some door designs. This first one, obviously not the nicest. I then decided on adding a little central pole to like kind of theoretically hold up the entrance, and then I also added a bigger one in the middle as well to hold up the whole tent. Then for the entrance, I kept playing around with some weird designs that didn't really work, and then I thought of a perfect idea. Why don't I add like a bit of a sticking out section of some wood? And yeah, so after playing around with that for a bit, I ended up with this design here, which I think looks pretty nice. And right now, obviously the pathway doesn't really lead nicely into it, so it's time to, you know, fix it up a bit. Okay, so here is our fixed up pathway, looking a lot nicer. It actually leads into the tent now, which is, you know, a lot better than it was before. And so now it's time to actually start with the interior details. And honestly, I struggled with this one. I had no idea really what to add in here. So I started off with a table on the left side, and then I began adding in some chair designs on the other side, as if these are the places, you know, where people would sit and then get their hair cut from. Then, you know, usually in a barber shop, you'd have a mirror in front of you, but honestly, I didn't know really how to replicate that in Minecraft, so I ended up just letting them stare at, you know, some potted plants. Yeah, it's better than nothing, you know? At this stage, I also decided on filling in the windows instead of just leaving them open. I just went ahead and added some fences in all of those. And for the final details, I just placed some literal just random shit on top of the table. I don't know what they're supposed to be, but you know, it's better than nothing. And yeah, so there we go. That's it. That's the whole barbershop done. For our last workplace build, I found this perfect spot right here, and I'm going to change it up a bit. We're going to do this one as just a complete time lapse because, you know, why not? And yeah, so this one is actually going to be the butcher shop as well. So I'm going to have to round up some, you know, some of the local pigs and stuff and chuck them in there. But yeah, so let's just get started with that right now. Okay, and we are now back to live commentary disruptive. Oh my god, dude, that is how much crap I recorded without it picking up my voice. You have no idea how disappointed and upset I was. But yeah, there we go. There is our completed butcher building. I think it turned out pretty nice. It's definitely pretty unique from all of the other builds as well. I love having like just the big open area, and then we got like this little area. I could only find one pig nearby, so eventually we might, you know, get him a friend or something. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for our, you know, our first district here, the Industry District. We added a bunch of new buildings, which is just awesome. I love how unique and different some of them are as well. And yeah, so that means it is now time to move on to District 2, which is going to take place up in the hillside up along here. I'm gonna have to do probably a lot more terraforming to get more places to work on. As you can see, I made this area kind of flat. I made up here a little bit flat as well. The paths are gonna be pretty crazy to, you know, set up and figure out. But yeah, so our second district up here is going to be the Trading District. So we're gonna have a bunch of established buildings, a bunch of trading stores throughout up here. I'll probably add a bunch of like details and stuff as well. So honestly, yeah, let's just get started with the planning right now. Alright, and there is our completed planning all done. I basically just added a giant pathway that snakes throughout this entire area and gives us a bunch of nice spots to add some trading stalls and trading buildings. And yeah, let's just get straight into it with our first little stall right here. So let's maybe go with, I don't know, something like this. Let's leave a big old gap in the middle. We're going to connect that up with some slabs to make like kind of the main like table where the stuff will be traded on, you know what I'm saying? Next, we're going to add our little posts here that are going to hold up the roof. And then at the back here, let's add some more posts. We'll have these be a little bit more fortified because they're not going to be on a table, you know. Now, as for the roof, I always do the same thing with our freaking trading stores. So let's maybe just try and do something at least a little different. Let's grab some stairs and just do something like this. I honestly have no idea if this is going to work. Let's just see. Let's add our wool in. Is that going to look weird that it's like kind of sticking out? I don't know. Let's just go over here and have a quick little squiz. Does that look weird? I don't know. I think it's okay. Honestly, I think that looks good. So now on this side, we'll add our stairs in as well. And yeah, I think that looks good. It's a little bit different from what I usually do, which I'm glad of, you know? I'm glad we're changing things up, okay? All right, now on the sides here, I think I do want to add some little fence gates like that, just to kind of, you know, make it sectioned off or something. I don't know, to be honest. And then maybe for the details for this one, let's grab out our pot plants and just grab, you know, some flowers and stuff. Let's just add a whole bunch of those on, and then we're just going to kind of alternate between all of them. And yeah, so this is like our little flower stall, I guess. It's maybe in the middle. Let's replace that one with a lantern instead, and then we can actually remove that, and there we go. Now we have like different plants in each of them at least. Well, except for those ones. We don't talk about them, just don't worry. And I think maybe let's actually replace this little middle one here with a barrel. I think that's gonna look pretty good. Now, back around here, let's actually get, let's go make some chests real quick. God damn it. And yeah, back here, let's just add a bunch of like little storage kind of things. You know what I'm doing? Bless me, Jesus Christ. And yeah, maybe just like another chest there. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I like that. All right, so yeah, that's gonna be our like basic stall design that I'm gonna be repeating pretty much everywhere. I'm gonna make obviously different variants of it, but it's the same kind of principle, you know? And then to kind of contrast those, I want to have fully established buildings, you know, made of like wood or something instead of just like, I don't know, like a rickety little shack thing. And over here is actually a pretty good spot to set one up. So let's go freaking grab some blocks, god damn it. So let's get a shape figured out. Maybe something just kind of rectangular, I think. Something like that, I reckon, is going to be a good size. And then back here, we might just make this 3 wide. Yeah, dude, this is going to look good. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Let's get a trim of stone going. I think that is going to look great. Let's do the signature roof style. Yeah, dude, this is going to look awesome. Let's get that filled in on this side, and I'm going to fill in the entire roof as well. So yeah, just give me a second. All right, so there's our roof done. That's looking pretty cool. And it actually just gave me a little idea for something to add here that I honestly have no idea if it's going to look good or not. Actually, need to get some different colored wool real quick. Yeah, so this front area is obviously going to be the main trading area. And what I thought could maybe look cool is having like some, I don't know, some like tattered stuff here at the front. Does that look cool? Maybe. Let's get the rest of it filled out just before we remove it. So yeah, this front area here is going to be like the main kind of like place where you'd trade stuff, I guess. So we'll do something like that. Let's maybe even add some fence gates gates along the top here. And then as for the walls for this, I think probably just a mixture of stripped spruce logs and planks is going to look pretty good. Let's get our details going. We'll get some lanterns on there. And then maybe just for something different, let's add some just fences going all the way up to the top and bottoms under our little sticking out knoblets. And yeah, that's looking pretty nice for like a nice established little trading stall. And maybe let's make this like the kind of fire log like storage or something. I honestly have no idea what I'm saying right now. You know, it's like the place where you come get your logs for freaking fires and shit. So we'll chuck some extinguished campfires on there. Maybe in the back in here, we can, let's actually replace the floor first. And maybe at the back, we can just add like some big log piles, something like that. Get some more extinguished campfires going. But yeah, there we go. There's our like established like firewood selling thing place. You know what I'm trying to say? My English is just not on par today, dude. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so that's the basic idea between the two different kinds of stalls I want to add all throughout this area. And so yeah, I'm pretty much just going to probably get the rest done as a time lapse just because it's the same crap, you know? So yeah, let's get that started right bloody now. Alright, and there we go. There is our brand new trading district all added in. I've added in every single building that I want to add so far. Honestly, I'm not exactly sure if I want to expand this area in the future, but I am pretty happy with like the verticality and all of the different kind of stalls that we got. We added like a circular one over here too. Also added this little fountain as well, but yeah, this is kind of the area that I'm talking about where I don't know if I want to expand it, but this is where I'll be leaving it off for now at least, until I kind of figure out exactly, you know, what else I want to do with this town and kind of how far I want to go with it, because yeah, I literally have no idea. Gamers, I've spent a lot of time running from my base to my mine and wood farm, and even more time running to the medieval city I'm working on. So to alleviate that issue, let's build an underground metro system that'll take us to those areas in a fraction of the time. It's going to be a challenge as I've never actually built one before, but I've got some awesome ideas in mind. Let's get started. First of all, of course, we need some bloody blocks to build with, mate. For the first metro station, we're actually going to be building probably over here somewhere. I kind of want like a modern slash stone feel to it. And so, yeah, I'm basically just gonna go get a bunch of andesite and a bunch of stone blocks. So give me a second and I'm gonna get that done right now. All right, gamers, we're back from the mines with honestly a pretty good bit of kit here. So let's just, bro, let's just get straight into building the freaking thing, man. Jesus Christ. I'm actually keen as hell. I've never built a metro station before, and dude, I just think it's gonna turn out awesome. But yeah, it's time to find the perfect spot here. So I think honestly, just this area right here is gonna be perfect. Let's clear out some of the grass here. Oh, I was just wondering why this freaking pig was following me. It's because I'm holding my bloody carrots out. Dude, I'm literally still out here eating literal pig food. I need to freaking upgrade to steak at 1.8. I don't know how I'm living like this. Maybe it's finally time to use my fishing village to catch some bloody fish, mate. Let's give it a chuck and see how we go. Okay, yes, that was definitely just an excuse to showcase my little fishing adventures. Yeah, I didn't even catch any fish from that. Jesus Christ. I did catch some in real life, though. They're pretty bloody good, mate. I didn't actually get a picture of it, I'm sorry, but next time, definitely for sure. Okay, where the bloody hell were we? Let's get started on our entrance here. So I'm thinking a nice kind of like wide... Honestly, I've literally done no planning for this, so I have no idea what I'm gonna do. But I have... Oh, dude, I just got a vision in my head. It literally just gave me goosebumps. Okay, we're gonna do a 3-banger right there. We're gonna do another 3-banger right here. This is gonna be the start of our staircase right here, and I think I want it to be out of stone. So let's grab our crafting table here. Let's use some of this stone that we've accumulated here. So let's start that right there. Then I'm gonna excavate this out a little bit deeper. I'll probably just go to the full depth that I wanna go, so just give me a second. Alright, so here's the entrance so far, and I've actually just gotten some pretty nice ideas for this little exterior area here, so let's get started. The first thing I want to do is probably add something like this, some corner pillars on, you know, all of the corners. In between those, let's add some more stone, just raised up 1 block here, and then in between those, what I think is going to look nice is some iron bars. Let's get those placed in. And yeah, dude, that is looking like a literal metro entrance. That is looking so good so far. The next thing I want to do is actually kind of reduce this wall a a little bit. I don't know why I made it like all the way up, but I think it's gonna look way better like this. And then if we put some iron bars here as like kind of like a handrail, I think that is gonna look pretty nice and like pretty much exactly the look I was wanting to go for pretty much. Okay, and there we go. So there's our little central hand railing added in. I might actually just bring it up to there, or we could even add a freaking another one of these things here. Where is it? There it is. Polished andesite there. Maybe even do that. Oh, that's looking pretty cool. I think what actually might make this look even better is putting some andesite slabs on top of those. Let's see how that's gonna look. And yeah, I think I'm liking that. I wonder if we even, you know, just surrounded that as well. Is that gonna look cool? I think that makes it look too much like a prison or something. So let's get rid of those. Yeah, that's looking nice. Okay, the next thing I want to do is actually add some oak leaves surrounding this as well. Just as, you know, just to add a little bit of greenery to this because it is very, I don't know, just kind of bleak and stone looking. I've also grabbed a bunch of signs to surround these to make it look like, you know, they're kind of contained, I guess, not just like randomly placed leaves. All right, so yeah, those signs are actually looking really good. Yeah, they look I'm sorry. But yeah, so that's, oh, actually, I think we need to add a light up here too. That's definitely gonna look pretty nice as well. I reckon right here in the back in the middle, we could add something like this that'll go up and then maybe have like that. And then we put a light there and there. I just don't know what, maybe like a shroom light I reckon is gonna look good, which means we need to go to the bloody Nether. So screw preparing or anything, let's just go straight there. Actually, I probably should prepare, I don't even know where one of those biomes is that has bloody shroom lights. We might need a lot of blocks to build with. Give me a second, I'll meet you guys in the Nether. Dude, I just came in and I don't know why, but there's freaking pillagers in here, man. What are they doing, bro? Jesus Christ. Scared the actual crap out of me. Like there's nothing left in there. Okay, where the bloody hell would one of these biomes be that we need? Oh my god, this is gonna be shit. I'm just gonna say it right now. Oh, gamers, we found a biome. We finally found one. Oh no, we got bogeys inbound though. Get away from me. Jesus Christ. Yes, dude, shroom lights are plenty. Hell yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get a bunch of these harvested because honestly, I don't know if I want to actually use these in the underground area as well of the metro. I don't know if that's gonna look good or if I'm just gonna use lanterns because they're gonna be way easier to get, honestly. So I might just get a few to test it out and come back if I change my mind. So yeah, give me a second. I'm gonna get a couple right bloody now. Oh, dude, I'm just gathering a couple of shroomos and I noticed we got a bastion over here, mate. Should we explore it? I don't know. It's gonna be a bit risky because, dude, look at all the activity down there. Honestly, I don't know. Let's just have a little peek. Let's have a squiz. Okay, we already got a fat ass achievement. Hell yeah. Oh, that's a chest down there though. What the hell? And there's some meat there too. Dude, I feel like I need to like increase my FOV for this part. It's honestly, I need like more alertness. Dude, I used to play the game like this on this FOV all the time. It just looks so weird now. 70 FOV is just like the way to go. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get down to that chest, eh? All right, honestly, let's just go for it. We're going down. Ootsia dog. What's in here? Oh, golden carrots, a glock bold. What the hell am I saying? That's garbage. The rest of that is garbage. Okay. Oh, we got a lot of bogeys down here though. Any more chests anywhere? Get me up, get me up, get me up. Holy crap. Okay. We might come back to this when I'm more equipped because right now, you know, full diamond just isn't good enough at the moment. I'm gonna get back to harvesting my shroom lights and I'll meet you guys back, you know, at the metro station. Oh god. Get me out of here, buddy. Okay, we're back with the shroom lights. Let's chuck those in and have a squiz at how it looks. Okay, and the big reveal. Oh, dude, that's looking pretty nice. I like that. Let's add some of these in. Maybe one's just gonna look weird, isn't it? Okay, let's add two. We're gonna raise this whole thing up a little bit and we'll see how it looks. Okay, and yeah, that's looking pretty good. I like that little light there. And so yeah, that's pretty much all of the exterior done for this simple little modern one. We're gonna do some pretty crazy stuff for the city one and for our mine one as well. Actually, the mine one's probably gonna be the most simple one, but the one over in the city, I'm gonna make like in a different style, which is gonna be pretty cool. But we'll get to that once we actually get over there because yeah, I have a lot of digging ahead of me. I have to basically dig a tunnel all the way down there, but before we can even do that as well, we need to actually build a little station down here. So I'm going to continue excavating, and once I've got the whole area excavated, I'll get back to you guys and we can actually start designing the little underground metro station down here. So yeah, let's get to it. And here we are. Here is the actual, you know, like main underground area. And I've got a couple of things that I want to do. Obviously, I've only just kind of, you know, outlined the main area. I've replaced all of the ugly blocks with stone instead. And yeah, we just basically have an area to work with, and now it's time to start adding in all of the details. So the first thing I actually want to do is maybe in this area here, actually add some stone back right here, and maybe actually take away this whole front layer, because in here I want to add like some little rooms. In real metro stations, they have like these rooms on the sides. Honestly, I have no idea what they'd lead to. I've never been to a metro station in my life, so yeah, this is all just, I don't know, my random ideas, I guess. But yeah, so this is going to be the entrance here. We'll have like a little window on this part here. I grabbed some glass panes for that. And then we can just clear out a little area in here. Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do in here. Maybe just like a little control panel kind of terminal place or something. Wow. So yeah, that's just like a pretty cute little area in there for now. I'll come back to this, obviously. The next thing I want to do is actually probably make a bunch of stone stairs here. And yeah, if you look in here, yeah, I really did not need to harvest any stone at the start of the episode. I didn't like think that I'd, you know, honestly be freaking harvesting stone. I don't know why I didn't think of that. But yeah, the next thing I want to do is actually make this whole area like a little bit curved by adding some stairs in these corners. Because most metro stations, they have like a kind of arched like interior, I guess. It's probably to help like, you know, reinforce it a little bit better and stuff, but it's just going to help it look a little bit more realistic and yeah, less of just like basically just a giant box. And we might as well just add in our second like other little room on this side too. Okay, and there we go. So there's our interior so far. Now we've got our two little rooms. We've added in some stairs here to make it kind of arched. So the next thing I want to do is actually add some little pillars on this little island section over here. So we're of course just going to add one right in the middle here. Yeah, that's going to look awesome, dude. It's going to give it that actual like metro feel, because they always have like these big pillars or something, I'm pretty sure, you know. And now this is actually where I want to add our lights as well. And I want to figure out how we're going to do this, because I don't know how I want it to look. See, I don't know if that's like hanging too low, but I do kind of like the look of that, honestly. Yeah, I do really like that. Something else I think I want to do is actually add some stairs like this on the sides of the pillars here, just to add a little extra, you know, niceness to it. Yeah, that's looking really good. Maybe even actually add some stairs here as well. Yeah, those pillars are looking great. I love that. Okay, the next thing we're going to get sorted out doing is the actual, you know, the main functional part of this, the rails. And so because this is the home base station, I kind of want this to be the starting point. And so that means basically I'm going to put a block here, and we'll put one here as well. And so from here, we can either go to the left, which will bring us to the city, or to the right, which will bring us to the wood farm and the mine. And so basically you'll start on whichever side you want to actually go. And yeah, I think that's just going to be the easiest and kind of best layout to go with. Of course, we do need to add a button on top of those as well, so that we can press it to, you know, get started going. And then I kind of just want to scatter some chests and barrels in these little empty sections up here, just to make it look a little more lively, and also just as a place to store our spare minecarts in as well. I think that's going to be a good amount in there. And yeah, so pretty much from this point here, I'm going to transition into like a smaller tunnel. We'll probably do something like this. So we'll do this kind of size for a little while, and then we'll eventually probably just transition down into a 2x2 wide little one, because it's just going to be so much extra work mining out all of this all the way down to the freaking city when like we really don't need to. So, you know, I'm an efficient gamer out here. I don't know why I've made two tracks. I do just like the look of it, but I think I might eventually just make these meet up in the middle so they're one track, and then it'll just continue off to the city. Ooh, and I actually just got another nice idea that might, you know, kind of spruce this up a little bit. And I think that's going to be just adding like a trim of polished andesite around the bottom of everything here. Yeah, dude, that actually looks really good. I like that. We might even just, yeah, we'll just do this along all of the walls around here. I think that's going to help just kind of break up the repetitiveness of the stone. I think there's definitely a lot of stone down here, and it can be helped, you know, by adding some polished andesite around. Now, before we also get started on these tunnels, we could definitely use a little bit more lighting under here. 2 lanterns just is not going to cut it. But yeah, I'm liking this for now. But yeah, so the next step is going to be continuing our tunnels all the way down to the city. This is going to be quite the arduous task. We're of course going to be doing it as a time lapse, because it is going to take me absolutely forever. So let's get right into it, mate. Okay, now that we've reached this area here, you might have also noticed I've installed a mini-map mod. It just makes this way easier because honestly, I'd have no idea where I'm going underground, and just having the map on, you know, lets me see basically where I'm going. And so essentially, we've come up to this area here. If you look on the map, the idea is that we're going to keep going this way, and then we're going to turn left and go straight in towards the city. But this area is where I want to add something pretty cool. I want to add like a big open area. So we're going to have the rails kind of be revealed here in this like big open tunnel, and then it's going to go straight back underground, and then we'll eventually turn left and go off towards our city, which yeah, you can actually see over there. It's not too far away. So yeah, basically what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and clear out a massive area. This is, yeah, it's probably going to take a while. So I'll get that done, and then we can actually get started filling it in with all of the awesome details I have planned. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, gamers, so here is our new area so far, and some of you might be able to recognize this. Yeah, basically this build is one that I actually made quite a while ago, and it basically gave me the whole idea for this actual episode. But yeah, this time around it's going to be a little bit different. We're using some different blocks and stuff, so yeah, let's get to it. So first of all, we're going to be adding these pillars on the sides that stick out a block, and I'm going to be using our polished andesite blocks here, and we're going to be leaving a gap of 5 between those. So I'm going to quickly just add all of these in, and I'll extend them all the way up to the top and do the same on this other side. So yeah, just give me a second. All right, there's all of our pillars added in. Now it's time to start adding some details to the top of this, like adding some stairs kind of going like this. Yeah, just something like that looks pretty good. And then in between these stairs, we can add some slabs as well, just to kind of like cap off the, you know, the top of the walls here. So yeah, just once again, give me another second and I'll quickly add this onto everything around here. Okay, so there's the tops of all of those added in. It's looking a lot nicer now. And now it's actually time for the fun part, which is going to be adding all of our details in. And starting off, as you can see, the walls are, you know, they're just a bit plain. The floor is a bit plain. So what we could do is add some andesite texturing in. That's definitely going to help elevate the look and make it look a little bit more weathered as well. This is going to actually be a pretty big pain in the ass because I can't reach all the way up the freaking walls. But that's fine. We'll crack the scaffolding out and figure it out. But yeah, as you can tell, just ignore that absolutely glitching ass block there. But it looks a lot nicer than just this plain wall here. So once again, I'm going to quickly add that into every single wall, and then we can actually get started with the fun part. Okay, and there we go. There is our upgraded little tunnel. I've added a bunch of texture all in the floor and all. Oh my god, what the hell? We've got a little squadron that just spawned in over there. I'm gonna have to dispatch these guys real quick. Just close your eyes, guys. I don't want you guys to see this. Oh god. Jesus Christ, man, they're freaking crazy. Okay, there we go. We're all sorted out. Let's sprinkle some lanterns in here, actually, so we don't get more bogeys bloody spawning in. But yeah, like I was saying, I added some texture. Oh my god, I just realized I forgot here. Ah, dickhead. I think I'm actually brain dead or something, man. Now the texturing's all done. And now it's time for the actual fun part, which is adding in all of the details like I said before. And so to get us started, let's start with the actual, you know, tracks here. So we're going to split off into a 2-wide track again. We're going to have one that goes this way. We're going to have another one that goes this way here. Of course, add in all of our powered rails as well. Oh my god. Okay, there's our rails. I just realized I still have the mini-map on. Let's turn that crap off. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so there's our rails added in. The next little detail I want to add is like a bit of a waterfall. Maybe that's coming in on one of the sides here. I think that's going to look pretty nice. Yeah, maybe right here is going to be the perfect spot. So let's kind of carve away a bit of the wall here. And maybe let's get it to start from, yeah, right there. That looks perfect. Then we'll have that come down here. And I want it to transition into like a little bit of a, I don't really know how to explain it, but you know what I'm trying to say. We're gonna have like stairs and stuff that'll kind of snake throughout the area, and then that'll kind of go under here and maybe snake around this way a bit. Yeah, dude, that's gonna look awesome. Maybe we'll have it come this way as well. Yeah, dude. Okay, now let's fill in our actual water here. So we'll place our water in right there. Hopefully that's going to, yes, it's just gonna flow straight down. Sweet. And then from here, we'll start placing in all of our water in the stairs. I'm gonna have to go grab some more. Yes, that looks so good. We just got like a nice little waterfall that trickles through. I love that little detail so much. The next thing that we definitely need to add is some greenery down here. So let's grab out some moss blocks, some moss carpet. We'll also grab some azaleas and our grass as well. And so I just want to have like little bits of this kind of just scattered everywhere around here. Just get it nice and lush. Okay, we got a bunch of grass blocks now. Let's start sprinkling those in. I think definitely on here is going to look nice is, you know, an azalea. Let's get some grass as well on this. And yeah, definitely beside our little waterfall here as well is going to look awesome having some greenery. apothecary. Let's get some of those sprinkled in, maybe a moss block, some more azaleas, and some grass. Hell yeah, dude. I want to have like kind of little bits that'll sprinkle out in towards this middle section as well, just as if it's like kind of just sprawling out, and you know, it's slowly getting overgrown and taken over by nature. I just love that look so much. It's definitely one of my most favorites to add to like any kind of build. Also, another detail that's definitely gonna look nice is just adding more of these little cracks around, like not even just filling them up with water as well, just having little cracks throughout makes it look more like weathered and stuff. I don't really know, I just like the look of it, to be honest. And another detail as well that I'm gonna be adding to this is just heaps of leaves. Let's quickly let's get up over here real quick. And yeah, so just adding stuff like this, having like leaves come up will destroy part of this, and we'll have like a big bush that starts up here, and then just having this kind of droop down and just like, yeah, I just love that. That looks awesome, dude. Can even have little bushes that just start there and hang down. Around this little waterfall section, definitely adding a bunch more leaves is going to look great, because it's like, you know, theoretically there's a lot of water getting to it and stuff, so, you know, that's just my my reasoning. I don't know, dude. I'm literally talking shit right now. And yeah, so that's just basically all of the details that I'm going to continue adding to the rest of all of these walls. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, and there it is. There's our completed little open section of our metro tunnel. I love this so much. This has absolutely got to be one of my most favorite builds. There's just something about it that it just looks so good, dude. Just like being reclaimed by nature, and oh yeah, man, I don't know how to explain it, but honestly, yeah, what I'm going to do now is turn the old mini-map back on. Once that bad boy loads in, I don't know what's going on with it. I'm basically going to use that, there we go, to continue... Oh, shit. To continue off over to our little village over there, I've left a spot. You might have noticed last episode, I left a spot behind the blacksmith, and that's where we're going to have our entrance to our metro, you know, over in that city. So yeah, I'm going to continue this tunnel all the way over there, and I'll meet you guys, you know, over there. All right, so here we are. We're back at the medieval city, and I've linked up our little, you know, metro station all the way over here. And so obviously I'm wanting to make this entrance here a little bit different. Well, actually a lot different from the first one. So obviously that one over there is more of like a modern style metro, and this one I think there's not really any, you know, medieval style metros, because obviously that didn't really exist back then. So yeah, I'm basically using just no inspiration, no reference. I want to make like a kind of little building of sorts that, you know, is going to serve as our actual entrance. And so I think what's going to look pretty nice is having like, I don't know, just making it look like it's kind of embedded in like some stone or something. Honestly, I don't know how to explain it, but so I'm just going to remove all of this grass around here, and I'm going to replace it with some stone and some andesite. The next thing I want to do is actually link up our pathways to this as well. So we're just going to branch off here with a little single wide path that goes over to here, and then we're going to have this connect up over to this side too. Hell yeah, dude, that's awesome. Okay, now let's actually get started with our little building. So something like that I think is going to look pretty nice. Let's actually maybe, ooh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't want this to be too big, because yeah, it's just a little entrance. I don't want it to be too crazy. Let's add on a little bit of a roof here. Oh my god, dude, if I can get up there. Jesus Christ. Okay, so there's our little roof added on. I also added these nice little like kind of curves. I just felt it looked nice. The next detail I want to add is, you know, our walls. So let's, I think something like this is going to look, I don't know, pretty good. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Honestly, yeah, I have no idea how you'd make like a metro entrance in like a medieval theme, because obviously that just doesn't exist. I think another neat little detail would be some fences along these like edge of these pillars here. Just kind of looks like some added support or something like that. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. I like that. As for our entrance here, let's maybe do something like that with some trap doors. And then let's just go ahead and start adding in our little stairs in here as well. And yeah, dude, that's looking awesome. I love that. Now on the outside of this, it's definitely going to look nice, just having some various little details scattered around. And yeah, so now as we transition down, I'm going to add some stairs in the roof as well. I'll also clean up all of this dirt and replace it with some stone. So let me get that done, and then we'll work on this downstairs portion. Okay, so there's our staircase cleaned up. I've also just excavated a little bit more area under here, and I actually reminded myself that I wanted to add a little something in here. I want to add like a little, I don't know, just like a bit of a platform of sorts on this like stairs landing area. Yeah, just something like that. And I want to add some pillars in all of these corner parts parts as well. Yeah, I'm liking the look of that. That looks awesome. I definitely want to get some fence gates kind of in between these. So let me go make some real quick. All right, so here's our little fence gate supports added in. Nice, I like that. And then I definitely want to just add in some more little details under here. Just this kind of stuff. Let's also maybe even add like a little bit of, you know, a chunk taken out of the wall back here. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then we can continue heading down here where I have some pretty cool ideas. So let's first grab out our logs. We're going to add those same kind of corner pillars in here. Okay, and then as for our rails here, I want it to split off in two separate sides. I think what actually is going to look nicer is having this as maybe a stripped log and then a powered rail here and here, and then we'll have our rails kind of connect up like so. That way we have two little areas here where we can, you know, launch from. And then instead of having our fence gates across here, I think having like a nice little arch here is going to just accentuate that area so much nicer. Yeah, that looks awesome. Can add some trapdoors as well. I definitely need to go craft some more. Give me a second. Okay, and there we go. There's all of those added in. Let's chuck a lantern there, maybe one here as well, or actually maybe let's just do one in the middle. I think that's going to look better. And then we also need a little bit of storage for our, you know, our mine carts on these thingies. And hell yeah, that is looking so good. I love that, dude. Just such a cute little area. We've got our awesome little metro medieval entrance up here as well. Now, I definitely think we need some grass in this little area behind the blacksmith here. Yes, that is looking so good, man. I know I keep saying that, but it truly does. So yeah, now from our city, we can head down here, all the way down to the bottom, and we can just hop in one of these minecarts and be on our merry way all the way back over to the home base. So I'll meet you guys there. Actually, once I get there, I'll probably just start the time lapse of us actually, you know, bridging all the way over to my mine and my wood farm area. And once we get there, we'll start building our actual little, you know, metro station over there too. So I'll meet you guys over there with the time lapse. Okay, guys, this is bad. I was just digging my tunnel and literally from out underneath me, I fell into my cave. I'm fairly sure if I save and quit right now and come back in, the falling like speed should be reset and I should not die because I'm fairly sure I will die. So let's try this. Okay, we're loading back in. Let's see. I'm praying. Oh, thank God for that. But yeah, literally look at how far we fell from. That 100% would have killed me because I do not have any enchantments on my boots, like feather falling or whatever. Thank God for that trick, man. Oh, the series literally would have been over right there. I have goosebumps over my entire body right now. I need to, oh, dude, I'm getting too complacent with this day. I just did not expect that to happen whatsoever. But yeah, we are basically here now. I've gotten it in line with this spot right here. So we should be able to just dig down right here and, link back up to our little pathway. Yeah, so there's the cave. I'm pretty sure our path is directly underneath us there. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to link this up. But yeah, obviously we do not have a lot of space here to make this too pretty. I kind of just wanted this to be like a little entrance anyway through here. So what we can do is actually just remove this part of the rock here. And then obviously we'll pretty up this like entrance area for now. But what I'm just gonna quickly do is sort all this out and kind of just make this, you know, link up to down there. And oh, there's the rain, of course. So yeah, give me a second and I'll get that done. I'll meet you guys back here. Okay, so here's our entrance so far. Obviously, yeah, I haven't really cleaned it up. I've added a staircase in, but this has actually just given me a really cool idea to add sort of like a suspended platform kind of, you know, metro station because our rail is right there. I'll have that kind of come around this way and then we can add like a big floating platform. I think that is going to look really cool. So probably right here, actually, let's continue the stone a little. Oh my Jesus Christ, that scared the crap out of me, dude. Oh, and continue the stone a little bit and then we'll transition to the actual platform maybe right here. So let's have something like this. Actually, let's get rid of this and have it be kind of like a little bridge that connects up like that. But yeah, so I've made a couple of chains and so I want to maybe actually extend this out a little further and then we can add our chains on these corners. And then from here, let's actually remove those and then we'll have something like that. And so that point there is where our little railway is going to continue on from. We're going to bring this all the way over here and then maybe we'll go into the wall here and then continue up to our actual existing pathway. So let's get a wood block. We'll strip that. We'll add a button on top of that. We'll get our powered rail. Bang. Let's connect that up. And yeah, dude. And we can, of course, just add some random details on here. We're definitely going to need a barrel to store our, you know, thingamajigs. Our mine carts. Dude, literally, I cannot think of the name of anything on the fly right now. I don't know what's going on. So let's get one placed on there. We'll chuck two in there as well. And I think this area under the stairs could actually just be contained like that. I think that's going to look a little little better. Yeah, dude, that's cool. I like how, like, dangerous this little platform is. Let's actually remove these and replace them with some trapdoors. I think that's gonna look better. Just add a little extra, you know, pizzazz to this. Maybe we could actually just increase the safety a little bit by putting some fence gates there. I think it'll look pretty good as well. Yeah, there we go. So that's our little thing connected up. Let's head back up here and actually fix up this, you know, outside area and make it look a little nicer. Okay, so there's our little fixed up, you know, entrance here. I just made it all into stone and prettied it up a bit. And so my first little idea for the outside area up here is to add some extinguished campfires on the roof. Then let's maybe grab a trapdoor off to the side and we'll have like a bit of a fence kind of like pole thing holding it up. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then all on this outside area, we can definitely pretty it up a bit more by adding some stairs and stuff. Now, as for our little path, why did I just remove those? We can do that to link it up to that, and then we can do this to link it up over to, you know, this staircase here. Actually, let's do that instead. And yeah, so there we go. There's our little entrance. But yeah, it leads down to this nice, like, just dangerous little platform. This actually looks awesome, dude. I love this so much. But yeah, so now we can take this all the way over to our home base instead of having to run there, which is just a pain in the ass. God, that is so nice, man. That is so much quicker. So here we are. We're arrived. We're gonna have to... yeah, I don't know, figure that out, but that's fine for now. But yeah, actually heading up out here, I just realized we completely forgot to actually link this up to our path. And something else I noticed as well is we've never connected up our base pathway here to the farm. I can't believe I never noticed that. I don't know how I never noticed. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just losing it or something. So let's finally connect this pathway up to our farm here. Oh, there we go. That's so much better. That's finally connected up. And then we can link this up over to our little metro station as well. Yeah, just something like that. A nice, cute little pathway. And yeah, so that's pretty much going to conclude, you know, everything I wanted to get done in this episode. We made our massive metro station down here. Dude, this has got to be my favorite one. I love the look of this. It's just so nice, dude. Gamers, the Nether is, it's a shithole. But it is teeming with a rare and precious resource we need to upgrade our gear, ancient debris. So it's time to make it a little less of a shithole by starting a nether mining operation complete with a giant warehouse, railway system, and more. Let's get started. All rig-diddly right. First off, of course, let's get ourselves over to the nether because the first thing I want to build is actually a little safe house around the portal so we aren't getting destroyed by ghasts and bloody pig blokes, you know? So it's time to enter the shithole. Off we go, mate. Okay, so for this little safe house that I want to build around this, I want to use pretty much just, you know, resources from the nether here, with the first being some nether wood, which I know is over in this direction. And of course, we got some bloody pig blokes here that I'm going to have to deal with. Come on, mate. God, these things, I don't know why, they just freak me out. Dude, they just... God, man, there's so many of them. Okay, yep, so we're here for this stuff. Let's grab a bunch of it because, yeah, we're going to be using it. All right, there's a good bit of, you know, crimson stem stuff. The next block we need is some basalt, and there's actually just a single little pillar of it right here, which we can harvest. Honestly, I don't know what it's doing here, but we're going to get over there and grab a bunch of it. All right, we're back at the portal with our blocks. It is now time to start designing our safe house for the portal. So firstly, let's mark out our little pillars here, and I want our entrance to be kind of, you know, maybe here. Okay, so yeah, that's the general shape right there. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is raise our little pillars up of basalt here. All right, and so there's our framework all laid out. I just went back and quickly grabbed some stone stuff as well for just the trim of the roofs because, you know, I needed a block for it, I guess. So let's start with our trims here. We're going to make these pretty much just out of stone, you know, like I just said. I don't know what I'm saying right now, dude. And yeah, so for this front one, because we have an even shape, I'm just going to use stairs here. I feel like that's just going to give us the nicest look. And then as for this main part of the roof, I think just my signature, you know, stairs to slabs kind of design is going to look good. Actually, what am I doing? I did it the wrong way. I started with stairs instead of slabs. What the hell? Okay, there we go. That's looking pretty good now. I'm going to repeat this trim on this other side, and then I'm going to fill the whole roof out with these crimson blocks here, which is going to look pretty nice. So yeah, let me get that done real quick, and I'll meet you guys down here for the walls. Okay, many revisions later, here is our final roof. I ended up changing this front roof a little bit, so instead of just mainly stairs, it is, you know, slabs and then stairs at the top. I think that is, you know, the best look it's gonna have, I guess. Also, there's a freaking gap there, man. I didn't even see that. Ah, well, that sucks. We're gonna have to fill that in with stone because it's freaking, you know, stone up here. God's sake, man. That's fine. No one's gonna see it. Just shut up. You're not gonna notice, okay? All right, so yeah, there's our framework. There's our roofs added in. It is now time to work on our wall designs, and I have a couple of neat little ideas in mind with that, you know, know, the first one here being, of course, just, you know, we're going to have our doors here. I'm going to have to replace all of this ground actually first. I reckon probably just stone is going to be the nicest. And because I don't really have a lot, I'm going to make it into slabs for the floor. Don't judge me. Okay, there's all of our floor added in. Now let's actually, you know, maybe actually extend a little pathway that goes over this way through the soul sand crap. Okay, and yeah, now we can actually get started on the walls and stuff. So let's firstly add in our doors right here. Or what we could actually do is just raise these pillar blocks up a little bit so they're actually in line with the back ones here. Something like that. That's actually pretty nice. I do like that actually. Now, as for these little side parts here, I think something like this could definitely look nice, and we can just put these trapdoors here. I really like these trapdoors because it's like, it looks like a window, like a barred kind of window, like an actual safe house or something. And I think that look is going to work really nicely here for, you know, our safe house. And so for these big walls here, I think what I'm going to do is probably just maybe, let's try some stripped crimson stems. Let's see how that's going to look. Oh yeah, and already I'm loving the look of that. And yeah, dude, that is looking cool. I really like that palette there. That looks nice as. All right, I'm just going to continue these, you know, the same wall design around. All right, and there it is. There's the completed exterior for our little safe house build. I'm actually really loving the way this turned out. It's super nice, dude. Actually, I just got an idea for another little nice touch. Give me a second. Bang, there it is. Hell yeah, I love that. That is such a cute little garden. Now it's time to head on inside and decorate, you know, what little space we have in here. So maybe on this side over here, we could make this our, like, storage section. Let's go maybe a double chest there. We'll chuck a barrel there. Maybe along the top, a couple more barrels. Okay, and on this side, we can make this maybe crafting and just, you know, other various stuff. And then I think for lighting in here, what we could do is maybe just like some various shroom lightages, you know? And yeah, dude, there we go. We just got a nice little interior in here for our little safe house. Just like a nice little spot to come out and, you know, do stuff before we head out into the hellhole. Speaking of, let's, you know, head out into the hellhole and find a spot to start our actual freaking build of this episode, the mining operation. And I did find a nice little spot over here that I just kind of want to have a, you know, a bit of a closer look at. Yeah, so this area, oh my gee, that scared the absolute hell out of me. Please, just die. Yes. Yeah, so this area right here is nice and flat. The only annoying thing is that it is just pretty much entirely freaking soul sand, which is going to be a pain in the ass. But I am really liking this area. It is pretty close to our safe house as well, which will make travel to and fro nice and simple. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is just flatten all of this off so it is just, you know, nice and flat. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, gamers, so there is our area, you know, pretty much completed, just like the baseline, I guess, completed. And so you may have noticed at the back here, I left a pretty big area of, you know, just flat land. And this is where I plan on adding our big old warehouse at the back. And so I've just had to think about a block palette that I want to use, and I think I have, you know, I've solidified my decision. And that decision is going to be, you know, mostly quartz, I think is going to contrast nicely with the stone. So now what it is time to do is, you know, go around and just mine a bunch of this quartz everywhere. I'm going to need an absolute shitload of it because this warehouse you know, I'm planning is gonna be pretty big. So I'm gonna start mining. I'm gonna go grab a bunch of other blocks from the overworld, and I'll meet you guys back here, and yeah, we'll start building the warehouse. Okay, gamers, I am back, and I've got a bunch of various different blocks here that I want to use for our warehouse build. So let's bloody get started, mate. So the idea is basically I want to have tracks that'll run through this way and then lead into one warehouse here. And then I was just going to have one massive long warehouse, but I think it's going to look very weird. So I might actually split it into two separate ones just so it, you know, doesn't look, I don't know, just weird, I guess. So I'm thinking the pillar blocks made out of, you know, this polished deep slate here is going to look the nicest. And I feel like I might actually want to leave a little bit more of a gap between the warehouse and our little pits here. So we might as well just start at the back actually and figure out how wide we want these to be. So along this area here, I want it to line up, you know, I want to have like a big kind of garage warehouse style door, I guess. So let's leave that to be completely open like that. And then for our second one, we'll start it maybe right here, and then we'll just have it go over to this side like so. I think that is going to be a, you know, the best kind of layout there. So this warehouse here is actually going to be square, which might be, you know, kind of cool. Actually, no, never mind. What the fuck? Brain dead. Alright, so yeah, that's warehouse number 2 right there, and then warehouse number 1 over yonder. And yeah, now it's time to figure out the heights and everything, and lay out all of the, oh my god, and lay out all of the pillars and get all that figured out. So I'm just gonna get that done right now, and I'll meet you guys back probably, I don't know, somewhere over there. Okay, there's our framework all laid out, looking nice. I really like the shape of these. I just have no idea what I'm gonna do for the walls and stuff and get it nice and like, you know, warehouse looking. But I do actually have an idea for the roofs of this. So let's head right on up. And basically my idea for the roofs is going to be something like this. Yeah, that's going to be the shape of the roof there. I think that's going to look really nice. And yeah, we'll connect this up to the other side, add in our same trim, and I'll do the same for the other warehouse over there. And then I think for the actual main roof part, oh, what block am I going to use, eh? I think I'll probably just use our quartz blocks for the roof. I think that's going to look pretty good. So yeah, I'm going to get all this stuff done, and yeah, let's bloody get started. Okay, there's our roofs added on. I know you can't really see them here, but you probably did in the time lapse, so that's all good. Now it's time to get started on the actual walls, and I have no idea how I'm going to do this. So obviously we're going to be using our block of quartz, you know, blocks here. And the main thing I know is that this area here, I'm going to be having a track on, like I discussed previously, and it's going to lead into a bit of like a big garage door kind of style thing, like that. And now I need to figure out how to actually make like a, you know, garage door style thing, because I have no idea how to do that. But I know they have like these little like roller door things above them. I just don't know if that looks good or if we should have that like on this layer here. Honestly, I think that looks a little better. So yeah, honestly, I'm not wanting too many like details on the outside of this. It's just gonna be, you know, a warehouse. I don't really know how to like explain it basically, but maybe for like our entrance, like for people, we could have them on these like little small parts here. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and place in some blocks here, and then we'll place our crimson door on, and yeah, dude, that's looking pretty cool. I like that. I think something that would also go really nicely with that is, oh god, that's not gonna work, is it? Dickhead. Give me a second again. Okay, and we're back with the item, which is, you know, a stone brick wall, and we're gonna place a lantern on there. And yeah, dude, that looks really cool. I love that, dude. We'll just go ahead and quickly add the same thing over on this little section as well. So wall and lantern, bang. Now we have two little entrances and our main, like, kind of, you know, garage door entrance. I don't really know how to explain it. And then I don't really know what I'm gonna do for these walls here. I don't really want to just do full freaking quartz because it's just gonna be very plain. I need to figure out some kind of design for it. Gamers, you have got to see my new keyboard. So here it is right under here. If you want to check out the old one, it's just down here. Yeah, it broke on me. I don't exactly know why. Literally like $300. It's lasted me a good while though. Like probably like 3 or 4 years or something, but yeah. So here's the new one. Let's unravel this bad boy. Oh, mate, I love the look of that. It's like a nice retro Keychron C2, mate. Look at this freaking beautiful shot. Mate, that thing is hectic. Let's see what it sounds like. Brother, that is perfect. All right. Back to the bloody game, mate. Okay, after a lot of deliberation, I've finally settled on actually just removing this pillar entirely. That way we can just fill this whole bad boy up with a bunch of quartz, and I can show you guys the design that I actually want to go with here. So yeah, we're gonna leave these blank. I'm actually gonna fill the tops in with quartz stairs, and then we're gonna have some glass panes on these blocks here. And yeah, that just gives, I don't know, just such like a nice like factory warehouse building kind of vibe, because they always have the windows like really high up for some reason. So I reckon that is gonna look pretty nice. And so as for this area over here where we actually only have 3 wide, we're just going to employ the same, you know, design here, except obviously it's just going to be one window there like that. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is just fill in the rest of the walls for this warehouse, along with all of the walls for this one as well. So yeah, let's get bloody to it, mate. Okay, and there we go. There's the exterior done for all of our little factory. Well, not all of them, you know, it's just two. So yeah, for our two factory buildings here, we've got a nice big spacious area on the inside here to add a bunch of details. But before we do, I actually want to go ahead and add in our tracks here. We're going to be having a, you know, just a couple of tracks running through here. And I just want to add those in so that we can kind of judge, like, you know, where we can put stuff. So I've got those in the chest over at the little safe house bunker. Let me go grab them real quick and we'll get started laying those out. Okay, so I've got all our tracks and stuff, and now it's time to figure out where I want to start it. And I think, honestly, probably just somewhere in front of our little, you know, safe house here is going to be good. I don't really think it's going to make that much of a difference, so we're probably just wasting time doing this. But yeah, let's get started with our track. I'm simply just going to snake this all the way down to our little area. So just give me a second. I'll meet you guys, you know, somewhere over there. All right, now that we're at this point here, I think what I want to actually do is split it off into two separate tracks side by side like this. I don't know why, I just really like the look of that. So am I going to be able to get this to join up here? Oh, you absolute pain in my ass, mate. Oh, no. No! You pain in my ass, piss off. Take that. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I don't really know how to make this work, eh? I think what I'll just do is, like... Wow, that looks hideous, man. I'll figure this out later. I probably won't, actually. But yeah, let's just continue our little rails off here. Actually, we need to add some powered ones on. But basically, yeah, what I was going to say is I want to just continue these up into our little, you know, thing here. And yeah, just let me fill this out. I'll meet you guys in there. Okay, and now that we're in our factory here, what I think I want to do is actually snake this one around to this way. And then for our second one here, we're going to go, you know, down this way and then through this little track here. We're going to continue on through. I'll make this one come out, you know, maybe here, and then this second one will come up and around this way. We'll extend this same like thing on this side here all the way back down, and we'll connect up to our original little path. And yeah, that's going to be like a little minecart loop thing. It's going to be pretty cool. It's mainly just for aesthetics, you know. It's not really a long walk to and fro of here, but we'll use it regardless. So yeah, I'm going to get all of that stuff built right now. Okay, there is our completed tracks all hooked up back to the safe house over there and running through our factory nicely. I just realized I forgot to power this one. Oh my god. I'll get that sorted later. But for now, it is time to actually move on to the interior of our warehouse here. And so I'm just going to be filling this up entirely with a bunch of just random little details. So right at the back here, let's start off with a bit of a storage shelf. So just something like this on both sides here. We'll just extend some trapdoors up. And then in between those, let's have some slabs like that as our little shelves. Obviously, we can't really, you know, go on the actual windows there. So we might actually have to figure something else out. What if we actually could raise this one up here? Maybe, you know, go in between the windows, and then down below here, we'll put stuff on the ground. Yeah, dude, that looks awesome. And then all the way up the top, we can add some more little just random scattered stuff as well. All right, and then maybe in this area in front of it, we can add some like just random kind of piles of blocks, like, you know, blocks that have been, you know, just freaking excavated from this place, literally. That's where I got them from. But, you know, theoretically, they're, you know, mining it, using this track to bring it up into the warehouse, and then they're just storing it in big piles of blocks like this. I don't know, that's just my reasoning behind it. But yeah, just little piles of blocks like that. I think that looks pretty cool. Another little detail we have is, you know, some campfires here. And we can place these to look like, you know, an empty pallet or something like that. So they'd be putting the blocks on top of those to move them around easily. Then I reckon just kind of scattered around these, we could definitely add some barrels and some chests. It's just, you know, just extra little random storage stuff around the place. And yeah, that's a cute little warehouse interior. Nothing too crazy. I actually really like the way this looks. It's nice and simple. Maybe in between the tracks here, we could add some more just random blocks that have been like harvested just in piles like this. And then maybe over in our secondary warehouse here, we could add some more storage shelves, maybe a bit differently this time. Maybe we could just have two kind of rows facing this way instead. I think that could look cool. And then of course we can just scatter more random stuff on these. If I can place them in, god damn it. And maybe on this one we could add some more of just those random blocks too. I think that could definitely look cool for like little storage stuff. We can add some lanterns on there too. And then on this back one, we've just set it up differently, kind of similar to over there, because we have the window in the way, of course. And I reckon in this one, let's just add a bunch of different blocks in here. Maybe in the corner, let's just add another pile of just random stuff like that. And yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm happy with that. That's looking awesome. Let's chuck another pallet right here, just in between the tracks there. That's pretty cool. And yeah, there we go. There's our two little like warehouses all pretty much done. I didn't want to go anything too crazy on them because we're going to be adding a lot of details on the outside here. And starting off, I want to add like a bit of a crane design. And I don't know if I want to start it here or there. I reckon over here. Let's just go with here, yeah. And so for this crane, I'm going to be using our crimson wood here, just because you know, it fits the biome that we're in kind of well, or the dimension, I should say, the Nether. So that's going to be our like main kind of stalk, I guess. On the sides here, let's maybe add some little supports like that. And then up towards the top, we'll add some more. Oh, dude, you can. I literally didn't expect to be able to actually make those, but you can. Let's add those on. That might look cool. I reckon we definitely need something at the front and back there. I don't know. Yeah, that's all right. Now let's crack out the scaffolding and head up here. And so for our main little like holding thing, I think I want polished andesite. I reckon that's going to look the nicest. Kind of contrasts nicely to all the other blocks there. And so all the way out here, we'll have some chains that I need to go craft. And then at the back here, we'll have like our counterweight. And for that, I reckon we'll just add one of those and then maybe a couple of polished deep slate blocks. Actually, maybe one in a slab like that. Yeah, that looks awesome, dude. All right, and then up here, let's maybe add some of these walls like this. And then we could finish it off with a couple of stairs on the tops of those. And then maybe just a full block like that. And I reckon we would actually need to make maybe a couple of these into full blocks like that. Yeah, dude, that is looking pretty nice. That is a nice like Nether themed crane. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna go grab a little bit of iron to make some chains so we can actually hang something off that. So give me a second. Oh, and just coming back to this, I feel like it's a little bit bulky. I think we might need to remove these walls here just because it is a little bit chunky and it's not exactly actually, you know, how I want it. You know, sometimes if you have a build that you like, sometimes you need to like take a little step back from it and come back to it and you realize it actually looks like shit. So definitely do that before you, you know, commit to a build. But yeah, what I'm going to do now is continue some chains down this way. I reckon we'll stop them right there because on the bottom of that, I want to add a little bit of a platform thing. Using our crimson wood here, we're going to make a little bit of a, you know, thing. And as for some details on this, I think what's going to look cool is having maybe a shroom light and then just some various other blocks like this. Just like heaps of random little blocks. And then we can definitely just fill up the rest of these spaces maybe with some chests or some barrels. And yeah, that's cool, dude. It looks like a bunch of little like trinkets and stuff that we've pulled up from the mines down here. That is super cool. I love that. So yeah, there we go. There's our cute little crane design. I'm probably going to add another one over on this side somewhere. And actually, I just thought of another little detail that we could add to this. A little lantern right on top of there. I reckon that's going to look pretty good. Hell yeah, dude. All right, now for some more details. Let's grab out our campfires and some crimson slabs. And I reckon just adding like a couple of these little like pallets around the place is going to look pretty cool. So maybe just one like that, and then maybe over here somewhere we could add a crimson wood one. Let's just maybe make it 2x2. Oh, that is not 2x2. What the hell? And then around this, let's add some signs just as, you know, like little holders or something that hold the blocks in. You know, I just had to do it to you. I am so sorry about that. Called him a dickhead, what the hell? And then beside these, I reckon a nice detail is just going to be some block piles like this. As if these items have been like, you know, unloaded, because unfortunately if we put blocks on that, obviously, they're just going to be like floating, which kind of stinks. So the next best thing is, you know, just adding blocks kind of around it, which I think kind of sells the effect nicely. Another little detail before I forget is going to be actually, ooh, I don't know if I want to do it with stone brick walls. Yeah, I think stone brick walls is, yeah, just going to be adding these around each one of our holes with a bunch of lanterns on top of those, because right now the area is just very dark and dim, so this is definitely going to help you know, make it a bit brighter, obviously. And I am steadily running out of walls and lanterns, so I'm gonna have to go craft a bunch more of those up, and then I will continue placing these in, and I'll meet you guys back here for you know, more details. Okay, there's all of our lights added in. The area is looking so much brighter now, and oh dude, I love that. That looks so good. The next detail, you know, we got to add in is going to be a couple of big barrels. I've started to really like this detail for just like these kind of factory style builds that I've been doing. And yeah, so essentially we're just making these giant, you know, things just made of barrels. Let's add one there, maybe another one on this side too. And I've basically already run out, so I'm gonna have to go make a bunch more of those. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back, and I actually ended up changing a bunch of stuff around. So these barrels I shrunk down to a very, you know, much smaller size because the ones before were way too big. I also went ahead and moved our entire crane over here just because I feel like I want this space to be a little bit, you know, more empty. It looked kind of weird having the crane there. And then I also added in a second crane over here. This time, instead of hanging over the hole, it's actually, you know, kind of, you know, touching the land or whatever. And now for some of the next details, I want to add some actual ore piles of stuff that you mine from the Nether, which I kind of almost completely forgot about. So I went and mined a bunch of Nether gold and Nether quartz using my silk touch pick, and I also went and grabbed some blocks of gold and blocks of quartz as well to add into those. So for our first little pile here, let's go with our Nether gold ore. 4. And then I just want to replace some of these blocks here with actual gold blocks. And then over on this side, let's go with our quartz. And because quartz actually has stairs and, you know, slab blocks, we can add some of those in to make it look even nicer. Hell yeah, dude. That is looking awesome. That looks so good. I think I definitely want to add more of those around the whole area. Like, definitely over here. Maybe like that. And maybe let's actually grab another gold one. Where could we add that? I reckon back over on this side over here would be the nicest spot to add our last one. Yeah, that's looking good. And then as for our cranes, we could actually maybe replace some of the blocks with some of these as well, just because this right now is looking a little bit bland. So let's maybe replace all of those, and let's do something like that. Actually, not that. That. Yeah, dude, there we go. That is looking so good. Just that extra little pop of all of those blocks, it makes it look so good, dude. I love that. For the next little detail, I want to add like a little wagon or something like that. I don't really know how to describe it, but yeah, just something like that. And then we could use some spruce trap doors here to look like the actual wheels, and maybe have something like that sticking out the part that would attach onto something. I don't really know what. And then on top of this, we could maybe just add a bunch of our quartz blocks like this. Hell yeah, dude. That is awesome. Actually, that does look weird. It looks like it's kind of just balancing on these little wheels here. So we should probably add maybe wheels at the back and at the front like that, so it looks a little bit more stable. Yeah, that's better. That's looking better now. And yeah, so now what I'm going to go ahead and do is just pepper in a bunch more random little details throughout this. We definitely need more chests and barrels, so I'll add heaps of those in. So just give me a second. Okay, and there is all of our details all added in. This area is looking so nice and lively now, and it just looks like a place that is constantly being used and like worked at, I guess. Just like all of these piles of stuff everywhere. It looks awesome, dude. And so now what it is time to do is to start digging out each one of our massive holes here. I don't know how far I'm going to go with them. I might alternate each one in different depths to make them look like they've been like worked at, you know, maybe leave some at this height, but I will actually like, you know, kind of take away some chunks like this to make it look like it's currently being like digged in and stuff like that. That looks pretty cool. And then for our central one here, as you can see, I've already kind of worked on it a little bit. I'm going to dig this one down quite a bit. And from this one, we'll start strip mining for ancient debris. I'm going to need an absolute crap load of it. I'm going to try and get as much of it as I can. And so yeah, I'm going to start digging all of these out. I'll also add ladders into each one as well. So yeah, let's get started with the time lapse right now. Alright, so I've actually just taken a quick little break from netherite mining because I remember— oh my Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, I remembered we had this bastion here that I felt I should probably explore in hopes of finding, you know, the upgrading template and also some more ancient debris, hopefully. And so I was just doing some exploring around this thing and I found this chest here. And in here we have our netherite upgrading template. Thank God. Jesus, man, these guys need to settle the hell down. Oh! Fuck. Holy sh... dude, they are everywhere. Oh my God, get away from me. Yeah, so thankfully we have our little upgrading template. We also found another piece of netherite scrap. Thank God for that. And also we have some armor trim too, which could be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm going to continue exploring this. I'm going to continue, you know, probably mining a bunch more stuff and hopefully getting enough netherite to at least upgrade a couple of my tools. So yeah, give me a second. I'm going to get all of that done and I'll meet you guys back, I don't know where, somewhere. All right, I am back from the nether. Oh my God, this place is so much more beautiful. Oh, dude, I never want to go back there, honestly. I'm happy with the build that we ended up doing, but I think that's going to be the last one of the series, to be honest. So yeah, I ended up doing a bunch of mining. I spent over an hour of mining, which yeah, it's got to be my most least favorite thing to do in the game down there. God damn it, man. And so I ended up with 3 in total netherite ingots. I know it's not a crazy amount. And so the first thing we need to do is actually duplicate our little smithing template here, and we need to do that by doing something like this. Maybe we're going to swap those around. There we go. And so we're just going to keep duplicating this until we have 4. So we're going to have 1 spare and then 3 for our actual tools. So I'm going to keep this locked away nice and safe along with that little trim there. So let's head outside to our little blacksmithing table. We're going to go ahead and chuck our netherite ingot in, our smithing template, and then our tools. So what do we want to do? I think definitely this pickaxe. I use this a lot. So bang, there we go. I don't know if doing the sword is really going to make that much of a difference. So we get 1 extra attack damage. I think, honestly, I think my axe and my shovel hell are gonna be the best? Yeah, I want the building tools out of the way and done. There we go. Hell yeah, we've now got 3 fully upgraded tools. That is awesome. They're literally maxed out on enchantments and everything. Actually, they could have one more efficiency level. Don't worry about that. Gamers, there's a lot of improvements that could be made to our entire area, and in fact, I have a giant list of things I've been steadily adding to for the past few weeks, along with some of your guys' ideas too. So it's finally time to get to upgrading everything in my hardcore world. Oh, and dude, I am absolutely frothing with this first idea and upgrade. And you know, when I've got my favorite blocks in my hotbar, that something good is gonna be built, okay? I don't want to see any shit, you know, in the comments about me using these blocks, so shut the hell up, okay? But yeah, as you can see, we've got a wide spread of... What the hell is that doing in there? Get out of my... That's disgusting, brother. We've got a wide spread of blocks here. And yeah, basically, this first upgrade we're gonna be making is right here, and it's gonna be a dock. Dude, you guys know I love my docks, so we're gonna spare no expense at making this one awesome as hell. And basically, the idea for this is that, you know, it's going to be an easy way to transport between our fishing village, not that we really go there very much, and, you know, our mainland. Obviously, it's mainly just for aesthetic purposes, but still, it's going to be a really nice place to launch our boats from. So let's clear out a bit of grass here because I have an interesting idea for a dock here, actually. So I want to start the platform of it actually on the land first. So we're going to have it partially over in the water here. But yeah, literally, I'm supposed to be having a break from recording for this whole week, but I'm just way too frothed out to freaking build this stuff, man. I'm so keen to build it. So I've had, you know, I've had 2 days break, and it's time to get stuck straight back into it, man. Okay, so I'm thinking actually an edging of spruce slabs here is going to look pretty nice, and then I want to make the main floor area oak slabs instead. And I kind of want that to be like the pathway as well that we'll be following. So let's start it right here, and I'm thinking this is actually going to be a little bit too small for what I want to do. So give me a second. I'm going to make this larger and fill out all of the floor. Okay, and here is our dock so far. So I raised everything up an additional block, and I also made it, you know, a little bit longer, and that actually allows us to add in a building right here. And yeah, so that's our little frame there for our trading stall, I guess. I don't really know what it's gonna be, but just before we get to that, I actually want to add the details into our dock here, with the first being some kind of just designs to, you know, add a bit of a railing between these pillars here. So this is pretty much my, you know, my favorite design here for any kind of dock, is just having these fence gates and fences. And then I reckon on top of all of these, we can have some stone slabs like so. And maybe actually what we could do is have in the middle ones here, have some lanterns. I think that's gonna work perfectly. So yeah, we have our staircase up here. We got our little path that goes over. We're gonna have our building. And then over here, I wanna have a staircase that'll go down to like a big sprawling dock, dude. It's gonna look awesome. So let's get a bit of a staircase coming down. So yeah, something like that. I just love having like the staircase and the elevation change here. It also allows us to fill in some awesome details in here that I have planned. Well, actually, I didn't have them planned. I just came up with the idea for them, but we'll get to that shortly. Don't worry. So yeah, at this part here, what I want to do is kind of just have these big like forks that'll come out and be places where you can park your boat up, you know? So yeah, just something like that. And maybe we can actually extend these out one more block. On the ends, we can put some fences on with some lights to kind of act like a, you know, a little spot to see where you're going in the dark, I guess, so you don't crash into it. And yeah, that is looking pretty cool. Actually, I think it might look better having these just being spruce, not oak. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. And also on this little platform here, you could maybe like fish off or something if you wanted. But yeah, that's looking pretty nice so far. Obviously lacking detail, but we'll get to that. Don't worry. The next thing I want to move on to here is our little house building. So I'm going to crack out the old scaffolding. Where the bloody hell is it? Don't tell me I've lost my scaffolding. Oh my god, give me a second. Gamers, I just came to the bamboo farm to create some more scaffolding, and I've just noticed there's a couple of blokes in my sugarcane farm. What the fuck is going on there, dude? I don't know what's happening. But yeah, I don't know where my scaffolding's gone. I've completely lost it, which I'm kind of sad about, but I'm just gonna quickly make some more, and I'll meet you guys back over at the bloody docks, mate. Okay, gamers, we're back with some new scaffolding. It's time to start building this house. So we'll go with something like this. We will definitely be adding in my signature roof design here because it's going to look amazing on this kind of build. Then as for a detail in between here, we could either just add some fences and fence gates, or we could do something like this, like a little bit of an arch design. And I think that actually looks a lot nicer for maybe like a trading front of a, you know, a thing here. You know what I'm trying to say? Then as for our side walls, we could maybe on this side, maybe just have like a big open window. So I'm just going to quickly get all that built, and I'll probably meet you guys in here for adding in some details. All right, so for our interior here, what I think is going to look pretty freaking sweet is having a bunch of shelves, and I want to put some boats on those. Let's try and place our boat right there. Yes. And then we're going to place our next one right there. Yes. nice. It's working. And yeah, that's just a super nice little simple, you know, detailed interior here. And now, of course, out the front here, we do need to just add a bunch of little details. We'll put the barrel here so it doesn't connect up to this fence. And then we can actually put the chest there as well so that doesn't connect up to, which, you know, just a handy little tip if you like these kind of details like me. Maybe out here we could just get another... Oh my god, I'm trying to place a boat, man. Stop it. We could just get another little random boat there. I think that looks pretty nice. And so that leads us down to this area down here, and with a little detail I want to add under here, which is going to look just super nice, dude. So what I first want to do is actually replace these slabs here with some stairs. Then I want to add like a little back area with some stripped logs here like this. And then I just want to add like a little shelf in here. Oh, actually, that just gave me an idea. What we could do is actually place some details at the back here like this. And then we could place our boat on the front. We might be able to just kind of nudge it in a little. And yeah, that looks super nice. I love that little detail under there. That is so cool, man. And now for the final little couple of touches, let's add some boats parked up in here. We can actually take our boat away that we have over here. As you can see, this was our previous dock. Yeah, not pretty cool. All right, so yeah, that's our first dock done. And yes, we're actually going to be building another dock for over on this side. Even though we do now have our metro station that takes us to and fro our city nice and quick, I do want to have a dock over here. You know, I'm probably never going to use it, but I think it's just going to look super nice. So I'm going to build this one as a time lapse. I'm going to do probably just a similar layout to this one. I might change it up a little bit, but yeah, let's get straight into it right now. Okay, and there it is. There is our second dock all added in. This one actually ended up being a little bit smaller, but I kind of like the layout a little better as well. So we got this like smaller little trading stall over here with a bunch of little details inside. We got some stuff on the outside over here, and then we have our staircase down to our dock. And so that leads us on to the next upgrade for our area. And that actually involves removing this hideous structure right here that I used to hold villagers from like freaking 30 episodes ago for these goddamn little iron farms. So let me just remove this real quick, and then we can actually get started on the next upgrade. Okay, there we go. Hideous structure removed, and now it is time to get started with this next upgrade, which is going to be a fence design around basically the entire island here. And so I'm wanting to go with something relatively simple because, you know, it's going to take me forever as it is, and I just want something that's going to keep the mobs out and just look aesthetically pleasing at the same time. So yeah, we do need to come up with an idea, and I do have a general kind of idea in my mind, which is something like this, and then I want to add a fence in the middle and fence gates on the sides, and then what I reckon could look nice as well is just extending those up a little bit more with some slabs, and then on top of the fence in the middle, a lantern, of course. And yeah, honestly, that is looking pretty nice. I'm actually really happy with that design. Super simple. It's going to be easy and quick to build around this entire island. And yeah, honestly, it's just basically time to get started with the giant time lapse right now, mate. All right, and there it is. There's all of the walls added into our area, and yeah, I'm loving the way this turned out. I decided to end the walls right here and also just past the wood farm over there. You might be able to just see the corner of it. As yeah, I don't really know what extra projects I'm gonna do. Obviously something here most likely, but yeah, I don't want the walls to get in the way, and I'll kind of just extend them as I go, you know? But yeah, I'm very happy with the way that turned out. And so that actually leads us on to the next idea, which is actually a viewer suggested idea that I've kind of upgraded, I guess. So they suggested to add a lighthouse overseeing the ocean or something. And I decided to actually just maybe do some watchtowers instead and just kind of add them in some strategic locations, like maybe right here, maybe over yonder. I honestly have no idea where. That's actually a really good spot right there. But yeah, I basically just want to design and add in a bunch of little watchtowers around this entire island to keep our area safe. So let's destroy my giant scaffolding pillar here and head over to the first spot over there and get started designing. Okay, here we are down at the spot, and I'm actually thinking now I want to make this watchtower a little bit larger compared to the other ones, just because this is such a nice spot for it. I don't know, I just kind of want to make something a little bigger here. So I'm thinking just a big old stone tower, and I need to kind of try and figure out a shape and size. So I just need to kind of figure out if something like this is going to look weird or not. So just let me kind of build up a little bit of a foundation here. Okay, honestly, I think this is actually going to work. I kind of like having these exterior pillars here, although I don't know if I want to try something different. I don't know if I should should try maybe just, instead of having pillars, just kind of add the texture throughout the entire build, if that makes any sense. So instead of having defined pillars of stone bricks and then an inset area of stone, let's just see how something like that will look. Just a completely textured tower. I reckon that's actually going to look kind of cool. So what I'm going to do is just extend this shape, you know, up to a decent height, and I'll probably just meet you guys back here when that's all done. Okay, so there's the final kind of like main body of the tower done. The next thing I want to do, well, I've actually just added a door in real quick here, but over on these two sides, I want to add some windows, and I think just something super simple like this, having some fences in the middle like that is going to look really good. It always does for towers. It's just a super simple, easy way to, you know, make any kind of tower. And then, yeah, I think I'm actually going to do that because I think I'm probably going to want to add some details under here. I don't really know yet, but I have a general idea in my head. So I'm just going to quickly get these windows added in, and I'll meet you guys at the top when we're figuring out something up there. All right, so as for up at the top here, I definitely want to add in like a little arch here just to make this tower a little bit more, I don't know, just detailed. I just like having that rounded edge there. It just looks super nice. So I'm going to quickly add this into every, you know, section. Give me a second. Okay, so that's what we're working with so far. And now we need to actually just figure out a top portion. Now, either we can go out an additional block or we can stay in line with our pillars that we have here. And honestly, I don't know what is going to look better. Let's try having them stick out a block and just see how that looks, I guess. Okay, I actually just decided to go with the blocky design. I haven't stood back and had a look at it yet, so we're going to experience this together. Oh, actually, that is pretty good. I actually really like the way that turned out. I just decided to put some stairs in there to add that little gap. I just thought that would look nice, and it actually looks really cool. I'm very happy with how that turned out. That's... dude, that's good. I don't know. What the hell? I think what we could benefit from here as well is adding some lanterns in these little, arch sections. And that'll kind of brighten up the, you know, the underneath little area and add a little bit of accent, a little bit of detail. Yeah, dude, I think that looks awesome. I'm going to quickly get that added in. Then I'm going to slap a ladder on the inside here, just, you know, along this flat plane. And then that's basically our tower done. So yeah, I'm going to get that quickly done, and I'll meet you guys at the next spot for our next tower design, which is going to be a slightly smaller version. All right, next spot. We're just over here by the second new dock and our metro entrance over here. And I think this little corner spot is going to be a very nice spot for our next little design here. So this one, I'm thinking I definitely want to be just a 3x3 kind of blocky shape like this. And honestly, I think this one is going to benefit from actually having designated pillars being the stone bricks. And Jesus Christ, this is going to be small, man. I didn't actually really think it was going to be this small, but it really is, man. Dude, I'm literally still texturing it as I'm saying that I'm not going to texture it. What am I doing, man? Yeah, this is going to be the basic shape here. Obviously, we're also going to be putting some windows in. I'll probably make this the flat wall. I'll add some windows on these sides. I'm going to extend this up a little bit higher. I don't really know how high, probably just a couple more blocks. And then we'll repeat the same kind of design as over there, just on a smaller scale. So yeah, just give me a second. I'll get that done right bloody now, mate. All right, and there is our second small tower design all done. Honestly, it is very small. I kind of want it to be a bit bigger, but honestly, I can't get it any bigger because then it's just going to be that size, you know? And I think that size is just going to look ridiculous everywhere. I think having smaller towers is definitely going to look nice. So yeah, that's our first one done. Obviously, we will link up a pathway to that and our other one, but we're going to get to that a little bit later because I have something special I'm going to do too. So let's just go ahead and find another spot to build our next watchtower. And I think this like kind of blank space, maybe like right here, is going to look nice. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. All right, so yeah, I'm going to get that built. I might find another spot just down there somewhere to build our third small variant, and I'll get those two builds done as a very quick time lapse starting right now. Okay, and yeah, there we go. There's all of our little watchtowers done. We got a cute little one over there, another one over there somewhere, and then another third little small one over yonder, and our big one over here. Honestly, that one's got to be my favorite. Oh, it just looks awesome, dude. So simple, yet just nice and elegant. I don't know. But yeah, so now it's time to move on to the next idea, which is another viewer suggestion, is a little bit of storage, they say. And basically, I'm just going to interpret that as making basically just an entire storage house. And I found this spot here, which is nice and open. It's going to be the perfect spot to build it. So I think what I might actually do is extend this grass out a little bit instead of taking away, just because I think it's going to look a little nicer having it elevated a little bit. Yeah, let's actually first figure out the dimensions for this storage house. I don't really want or need anything too, like, you know, massive. So I think I'm going to leave a 3 wide gap there just so we can connect our pathway up along like so. And then I reckon we'll do maybe a 2 block and then a 1 block and then another 2 block. It's actually going to be pretty big, man. It's like that. So that's going to be our entrance, and then we'll walk in, have our chests on the left and right side. I think that is going to be a pretty good size, actually. So yeah, I'm going to continue extending this like foundation of grass and stuff out. Actually, let's mark out where or how long we want this to be. I think we'll go 1 more, I reckon, just so we have a lot of room for expansions, you know? But yeah, so that's going to be the size. I'm going to fill in this entire foundation. I'll probably just extend the pillars up as well and connect all of the framework up, and I'll meet you guys back up at, you know, designing the walls probably, or the roof. I don't know, one of them. All right, I decided not to bore you guys with coming up with a roof design, but here is the final design that I ended up with. I think it turned out pretty nice. And so now it's time to get started on the walls, and I'm thinking on the sides here, well, we're going to be having our entrance right here, and then I want these sides to actually be something kind of unique, I guess. And that is, we're going to have some trap doors in here, and while this does look like a pretty nice wall design, it's actually going to allow us to open these up and access the chests from outside the building, which is going to be a pretty nice little feature, on top of being, you know, a pretty nice looking wall design too, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that for the side walls. For the front, we do have a bit of a problem. We've got an even number here to work with. We've only got a 2 gap instead of a 1 or a 3, which is not my strong point, I must say. So, yeah, basically we've got to figure out what the hell we can do with this and I'm thinking just a bit of a cop-out, I know. We could just do like kind of a window, I reckon, just something like that. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, eh? What if we replace the window with some stripped logs? Yeah, nah, that just looks whack as hell. See, this is why I hate even numbers. It's just so difficult for me to work with. I don't know why, man. What if we could just do literally just a solid wall and just texture it? Yeah, honestly, I think that's gonna look the nicest and just be the easiest as well. Yeah, that looks pretty good, honestly. I'm happy with that. We might do the same with this little top section too, I reckon. And then as for our door, of course, we'll just get an upside down stair, and then we'll chuck our door on right there. So yeah, there we go. That's the front wall design. That's the side wall design. Obviously, we do need to add some little details in here. I will probably just go with some fence gates along here, and then right above the door, we can have a fence with a lantern, and up there, we'll chuck a fence gate on. Another detail we could definitely go with is maybe some stone stairs under those. That actually looks pretty cool. I kind of like that. I don't think I want to add some up there because it's just going to jumble up the roof there, but honestly, that looks pretty, I don't know. Yeah, that looks kind of interesting to me. So I'm just going to add that around underneath all of our little sticking out pillars. And yeah, so that's basically all of the wall designs. What I'm going to do now is just basically just fill up the rest of the walls here and complete all of the exterior. And I'll meet you guys on the inside for the interior. Okay, here we are at the inside. I've just gone ahead and replaced all of the ground here with some stone and a little strip of stone bricks here for the main kind of pathway. And so the next thing to do is basically just fill up this entire thing with a whole bunch of double chests. I've just realized I've made not nearly enough. I'm gonna have to chop down a lot more goddamn wood. But yeah, basically we're just gonna, yeah, completely fill this up with chests. I mean, like I literally just said. I don't know why I'm repeating myself. How high do I want to go with it? Yeah, I think we're gonna have to add another row. Oh my god, dude, this is ridiculous. Okay, but actually before we just go and get more chests, I want to actually add something in here, which is kind of inspired by one of my storage house tutorial videos that I made a long time ago now. So I kind of want to just, you know, take some inspiration from that, from myself. And something cool that I did in that was add these like big pillars across, and then I had like kind of these arches like this. And then right in the middle, we can add in our lantern. We'll just add it on that side too. And then right in the middle as well, we also will place in a goddamn crafting table. Just a nice little spot to, you know, grab stuff and then quickly craft stuff as well. We'll put one on this side too, of course. And yeah, literally that is it. It's a pretty simple storage area, but very efficient. All I'm going to do now is just grab more wood, fill up the rest of the chests, and that's going to be basically it. So let me do that and I'll meet you guys back here. All right, and there we go. There is all of our chests added in. This is going to be a perfect place to store all of our just random blocks and stuff that we don't want to... Oh my god, okay. I don't know why there's an angry man out there. But yeah, like I was saying, we're just gonna fill that up with like dirt and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just one guy. Okay, I'm out of here. See you later. Okay, and on to the next idea, which is right here. Basically, yeah, my dripstone farm is just this giant ugly block and mess of crap, and it's right in the middle of like, you know, the pathway and stuff. It's time to get rid of it, basically. So I'm gonna take this entire thing. Oh, Jesus Christ, I forgot there's water up there. That's gonna ruin everything. So yeah, basically I'm gonna remove this entire thing and basically just figure out some other place to put it. So give me a second, I'll get all this removed right bloody now. I just had to do it for the sake of it, okay? This is gonna be satisfying as hell. Oh, look at it go, mate. Yes. Okay, that was a tremendous waste of time. Let's get back to removing the rest of this thing. Okay, there's that monstrosity completely removed, and I just thought a nice spot would be maybe right here. We could make like just a tiny little mound of stone as our entrance down, and just kind of, you know, decorate this with some stairs and some slabs and see how it turns out. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. Just a cute little like entrance thing. I'm gonna basically just dig out this and probably just make like a big old rectangular shape under there. I'm gonna fill it up with the rest of our dripstone and water and stuff, and basically I'll meet you guys when that's all done, because it's gonna look, you know, boring and bland, and it's gonna be boring to watch. So yeah, all right, and there we go. There's our completed little thingamajig. I also added these cute little decorations around just because I thought it'd be a nice little touch, you know. And heading down, here it is. We just have a simple ass freaking dripstone farm. I'm probably never gonna come down here again, because I don't think I'm gonna need dripstone anytime soon, but at least we have it here for, you know, just in case. Okay, let's take a look at the next suggested idea here from you guys. So we have stop swearing. You know what? How about you go and f yourself, you little dog. Okay, how about you take that? The next idea is, it's from the same guy. Stop making thumbnail, the final result ruins video. What do you want me to make it, hey? Just a blank frickin' field or what? Like, what do you want it to be, man? Okay, I'm gonna take a break from looking at your guys' ideas because it's making me kind of upset. But we're gonna do my idea next, which basically involves this pathway here. Right now, it just consists, obviously, of, you know, it's just dirt. It's just a dirt path. It's boring as hell. So what I'm gonna do is go through every single pathway here and replace it with some textured stone bricks, and probably andesite. I don't really know. I haven't thought about that yet. But yeah, this is probably gonna take the longest out of everything that I've done so far. So yeah, this is not gonna be fun. I'm just gonna say it lightly. There might be some areas where I leave it dirt path, like maybe throughout this tree field, and also through here, through this like little campsite, just because I feel like the dirt path would look nicer. But throughout this area and you know, down there too, we'll replace everything. So let's get started. Okay, and there we go. There is our pathway completely upgraded. That took forever and was quite a pain in the ass, actually, but I'm glad we got it done. It's looking so much better than it did before. I love it, dude. And so that actually leads on to our next idea, which is another viewer suggestion. And basically they said, can you do a really big garden with custom trees, beehives, flowers, and a lake with fishes? Now, I think that is a very cool idea, and we actually have this massive open empty spot right here, which I think would be the perfect spot to do it. We've also already got like a little mini lake in here too that we can kind of just shape up a little nicer. I need to get some dirt for that, actually. So just give me a second, and yeah, I'll meet you guys back here. Okay, I'm back with a bit of dirt, and what I want to do is actually just shape up this existing lake to make it look a little more natural, even though I'm pretty sure this is completely natural. It just looks a little strange, and I think I might want to actually extend it as well. We could make it into like a U shape that kind of follows the formation of this like piece of land. So let's actually cut back a little bit from it and make this into more of like a U shape. I reckon that'll be a really nice feature. All right, so yeah, that's looking pretty cool. Now I'm just going to excavate a bunch more land here, and I'll yeah, make this into a U shape, and I'll fill it all up with water. So yeah, I'll meet you guys you know, when this is done. Okay, and there's our pretty cool looking U-shaped pond. And the next thing I actually want to do is add in our first little custom tree design, which I think is going to go, you know, right here. Pretty perfect spot. I actually want to make this into something like that, so that we can actually just put it right in the middle here. So yeah, as you can see, I've went and just scoured the freaking nearby flower forest for a whole bunch of flowers. We're going to be using probably all of them, and also went and grabbed some leaves and some oak logs too. So yeah, let's start our first little custom tree. I want this to be kind of big, and I want it to be like kind of a weeping willow tree. And to get that look, what we're going to do is have these branches that'll kind of arch upwards a little bit, and then just kind of go out and I'll probably make this one actually go diagonally down like that. And yeah, so that's the basic idea there. We're just making these kind of curved branches. And then what we're going to do next is just employ my, my patent pending custom tree technique, which is basically just covering every single exposed face of this log with leaves here. We'll do the same for this one too. And it's just a super simple, nice and easy way to make any kind of custom tree. And the only thing we're going to change is we're just going to have these leaves at the very end here just droop down super low. And that's how we get that weeping willow tree look, which I absolutely love for around lakes and rivers and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Obviously, we need to add more branches on this side, which I will get to. But another thing we can do as well is maybe just remove one of these leaves and we can put a lantern on there too to just brighten up the area and look super cool. So yeah, I'm going to add in the rest of the branches here and we'll see how it looks at the end. All right, so there's our weeping willow tree so far. And yeah, right now it is looking very top heavy. We've got a lot of stuff at the top and a very thin little stalk to kind of support this tree. So what we can do to fix that is just add a couple of little logs like this and then just some random like oak stairs around it as well, just to kind of thicken up the base of this trunk. Because yeah, it is just, it's very, very thin and dainty looking for the size of the tree that we have here. Yeah, that's an awesome custom weeping willow tree. I'm really happy with that, except we did actually miss a block right there. There we go. That's better. The next details I definitely want to add in is going to be some more grass around this and also some azaleas. I've got a bunch of flowering and regular azaleas that I just kind of want to sprinkle around this like little lake thing. And now we're going to crack out the old flowers. We have a lot of them. And so yeah, I'm basically just going to start sprinkling in a whole bunch of these everywhere. All right, and there we go. There's our final custom garden. I just sprinkled in a bunch more flowers. I also went ahead and added our little pathway over here just to connect up over to this side. I added some stones in the pond as well, and I put some lanterns on top of some of the azaleas around the place as well, just to keep the area nice and bright. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. Just like a nice little garden area. Definitely adds a lot more lushness to the area. And that actually leads on to the next idea, which I think is going to look really nice. And that's basically just filling up all of these like random gaps everywhere with like maybe crop farms and flower fields and stuff. I think it's going to be a nice way to just fill in the rest of all of the gaps around here, like this little spot. Actually, we'll probably add a pathway in there that'll lead over that way, I reckon. But yeah, all around here and back around that way, I'm just going to sprinkle in a bunch of little flower gardens. So let's get to it. Okay, gamers, and that just about does it for our brand new, fully upgraded area. Dude, all of these extra little flower fields and stuff look so nice and lush. I love this so much, dude. Just this whole area is looking amazing now, dude. Yes. Gamers, the time has come to, essentially, start an illegal farming operation. We're going to need to find a nice secluded area, construct a greenhouse, processing warehouse, and all of the fields for our various crops, of which I'll be following real life reference while building. Just before we get started building, I will give a cautionary. This entire episode is obviously a joke. I'm in no way trying to promote the use of or growing, illegal substances, okay? But I will let you guys know I am actually an experienced Minecraft grower. So the new business will be in good hands, trust me. All right, let's get started looking for a decent spot, and the first place I'm thinking of is this area right here. I think this is actually going to work perfectly. Let's get up to a bit of a vantage point to get a better look. All right, so yeah, here's an overlook of the spot. I don't know if it's actually going to work. We might have to extend outwards a little bit, so I'm not exactly sure, the scale of things just yet, but we're definitely also gonna have to flatten this area down. So yeah, I'm just gonna get straight into flattening this off, so yeah, let's get into it. Alrighty-o, gamers, and there is our completely, planned out and laid out area. So each of these little things marks out a field here for our, our crop. We're actually going to be growing a couple of different kinds of, illegal substances in this new, operation that we're starting here. Also, you might have noticed at the back here, I've outlined a couple of buildings, and I actually want to get started on this first one here, this wooden one, which is actually going to be our greenhouse building. And so the first thing I want to do is just raise up all of these pillars to a certain height. I don't exactly know how high up I want to go with this, maybe 5. I reckon that's going to be a good amount. And basically, I'm just going to do, what I always do, just connect up all of these pillars together. And so once that is done, we will we'll move on to the roof and figure out how we're going to do that. Okay, and there is the framework work completed for our building here. And so for the roof, I actually want to try out using some dark oak stairs for this, and also slabs, you know, as I feel like this is going to look pretty nice. So I want to use, of course, my signature roof style, just because I think it's going to work absolutely perfectly for this kind of greenhouse building, you know. We're going to, of course, repeat this on the other side. You already know the deal here, mate. And yeah, so that's our roof shape there. That's going to work perfectly. I'm going to quickly repeat that exact same design on the other side over here. Then I will, of course, link up these two sides together. And now as we transition to this front area here, I basically just want to have the same or a similar roof design here. It's just going to be a little bit smaller because this is only... Oopsie daisy. You know, it's only 3 blocks in between these pillars when over here is 5 blocks. And so that's actually going to work out perfectly as well, because I wanted to, you know, connect these up like so, and then I want to have this kind of connect up to this main roof. I don't exactly know how we're going to do that yet, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, so for these like kind of main open areas, like the main portion of the roof, I actually want to use our glass blocks here. I've got a whole bunch of them. And so we're just going to kind of figure out how we're going to lay these out. I think that's honestly just going to work perfectly right there. So yeah, that's basically our roof design there. We're going to connect this up over to this side. And then as for connecting it up here, what we could do is maybe just add a stair block there. Or we could even add our glass and we could add our stair block here and connect it up, you know, with another slab right there. Yeah, I think that looks nicer. I kind of like that a bit more. All right, so yeah, what I'm going to do now is just continue filling out the rest of this roof with all of our glass, and I'll meet you guys down for the wall design. All right, and there is our greenhouse so far. That is, I'm just going to say it. It's looking pretty awesome so far, dude. I'm not going to lie. Now let's get on to the actual wall designs, of which I have no idea what we're going to do. I do have a little bit of an idea for these corner pillars. I reckon what's going to look nice is having dark oak stairs and, what are they called? Fences. Yeah, like that. I reckon that's going to look pretty nice here. But as for our actual, you know, window sections, or, you know, wall sections, I have no idea what we're going to do. Actually, I got a little bit of an idea now. Okay, let's grab some glass. You know, greenhouses are meant to be pretty well open, but something I also want to do is have like raised kind of garden beds in here. And I don't want to have that connecting directly up to glass. So I think we need to figure out what to add on along the bottom here. All right, I think I figured it out, you know, because we already have our logs up here. What we can do is add some logs down below, and I think that's going to even it out pretty nicely. Then let's just try adding some glass panes, and we're going to alternate between panes and, you know, glass blocks here, the classic. And yeah, I reckon that is going to look pretty nice, but I think we might need to either strip these logs below. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to see because the sun isn't, you know, positioned perfectly, but let's go build it over here and see how it looks actually. Yeah, so as you can see, that is looking pretty nice there. I like having a different block along the bottom, and then we have our, you know, pillar block on the top. Let's just see how it looks in conjunction with our little detail pillar thingies. And we might as well also just slap a lantern up there in the middle too. Hell yeah, dude, that is a nice looking little wall right there. We're also, of course, going to be adding some flowers along the outside here and between all of these little pillars. I think that's going to be perfect. So yeah, what I'm going to go ahead and do now is just fill in the rest of all of these walls. I'll grab a bunch of flowers and I'll, you know, add those in, and we'll just get that done as a time lapse, you know, right now, mate. Okay, and there it is. There's the completed exterior for our greenhouse. Dude, this turned out actually way better than I thought it would, man. This is looking awesome. I love this little arch design that we added in here on the side. The front door as well turned out really nice. I really love how this turned out. But yeah, you know, onto the inside here. Before we can really add stuff to this, we need to get our, you know, our crops, okay? We're going to be growing 3 different species of crops here, and we need to go to some specific places to get, you know, those crops. So I've got my crop shearing shears out here, and so the first place we need to find is a spruce biome where we can find some of that, you know, that dank sweet bubba kush growing in, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, I completely forgotten where a spruce biome is, so I've got my render distance set up to max. Oh, there's actually a jungle over there. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know where a spruce biome is. There might be one back, you know, that way. I'm pretty sure there is one over there, but you know, we might as well just do a little bit of exploring. We'll get to the top of this hill and just have a gaze at the surroundings. All right, so here we are on top of the highest tree of this mountain. There's our area over there. We've got a nice sunset coming in too. Man, that looks awesome. We've got a couple of islands over here, which I actually didn't really know about. We got some, you know, some future projects that could definitely work on them. And then just before it goes dark, you know, we've got a big mountain over there. We got a friggin' Sahara desert over there. We got a big ass jungle too, and a big massive birch forest. But yeah, unfortunately, no spruce forests, you know, to be seen. So what we're gonna do is head back over towards our medieval city. empty? Because I'm pretty sure there is one over there. So, yeah, I'll meet you guys over there in just a second. All right, gamers, we've made it to the Chuff lands. But where the hell is all the bloody ferns at, mate? Like, they're just all gone. I thought they're supposed to spawn in these goddamn biomes, or what? Is it because this is like a freaking mountain version of the biome? It's not going to spawn any? If that's actually the case, I'm going to cry. Dude, there's no ferns. I just want some ferns, man. Brother, man, I'm on the verge of tears. Okay, I'm gonna have to go find an actual spruce biome because apparently this one just doesn't have any bloody ferns. God damn it, man. Actually, we have just stumbled across the second crop that we need here, which is poppies, you know? It's the actual thing that grows, you know, the thing that it makes in Minecraft, okay? If you didn't know, poppy seeds actually, you know, are used for, I think it's like opium or heroin or something like that, you know? Just straight up, yeah. So while we're on the hunt for that freaking dank bubba kush, oh my god, dude, that area, that looks so nice. What the hell? I apologize if you can hear my kid kicking his freaking little safety gate at the moment. He's being a spastic. But this is so nice and green, man. Holy crap, I love it. But yeah, so we're going to be finding, you know, these poppies while we're hunting for our, you know, our ferns. Dude, they are just nowhere to be found. Oh, dude, I just had a thought, you know, ferns got to be in other biomes too. I just peek up over the bloody corner. Here's a bloody fern, mate. Look at that. I didn't even notice it when I was looking in this lush-ass biome, but we have ferns right here. Fuck yeah, dude. That is so good. All right, well, we're going to need an absolute load of these bad boys. So I'm going to use up basically both of these freaking shears here. But yeah, I'm just going to, you know, scour basically this entire biome. So, yeah, let's get to it. Okay, and we are back. We used up both sets of shears, and I have an absolute crap load of bloody ferns, mate. And I also went and got a bunch of poppies too. I hope that's going to be enough, man. So now it's time to start decorating the interior of our, you know, our little greenhouse here. So the first thing I want to do is actually add some little, you know, things here with some stuff in them. I'm really good at explaining stuff, I know. And so, actually, I'm thinking we might have to only make this 1 block wide because we still need to add our trap doors around these. These are going to be kind of our little holders, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, obviously we got a bit of a problem here. We can't add them in these corners, so I'm going to have to figure out what to do with that. What we might actually do is just remove these, and then that allows us to, you know, just add in the rest of these like so. What I did actually forget to grab is some bloody bone meal, so let me go get some. And, yeah, we need that bone meal so we can grow some of these ferns into, you know, the big old double ferns, just so we have a bit of variety throughout our crops here. And yeah, that's looking pretty cool. I like that. I reckon at the back here, we'll just get a bunch of poppies going. And I think we might actually cut back on this here, just so we have enough space to add in our next one on this side as well. Of course, cover up all of these exposed dirt blocks here with our trapdoors, so it looks like an elevated kind of a garden bed. And then I reckon we'll just alternate. We'll have our poppies on this side this time, and then we'll have our ferns on this side, and we'll just, of course, randomly grow a couple of those to be double high ones. Then I reckon in the middle here, we could add just a whole bunch more, kind of just on the ground like this, just because this middle area is looking a little bit bare and we can't really do much else with it. Now for the roof, what always looks nice in greenhouses is just adding oak leaves kind of draping from the roof, and it just you know, it just increases the lushness factor of your bloody greenhouse interiors, you know? So yeah, as you can see, that is looking just a whole lot more lush now. That is awesome. Hell yeah, and there we go. That's pretty much our entire greenhouse done. Obviously not a lot of variety as we're growing some, you know, some specialized crops in here, but I think this looks pretty nice, man. So yeah, there we go. Greenhouse completed. All right, and unlike with the greenhouse, our next building, I literally have zero idea and zero plan for exactly how I'm going to do this. And yeah, this is going to be our warehouse building. I kind of like the juxtaposition of having, you know, a nice lush wooden greenhouse and then a nice industrial kind of warehouse building right next to it. I think it'll look pretty nice. So yeah, we have this shape here to work with, and yeah, I literally have no idea what I'm going to do, but the first thing that's just come to my mind is instead of having, like, you know, pillars how we always have, I reckon it might look nice just having a base of stone bricks kind of surrounding the entirety of the structure here. So yeah, like that, and then I reckon we'll continue on with our stone blocks above that. And so next I want to mark out where the big, like, kind of garage door entrance is going to be. I obviously want that to be pretty much smack bang in the middle. Next up, the actual entrance into the building, which I think a perfect spot is going to be right there. All right, so there is our warehouse so far. Obviously not much of a warehouse at the moment, but I think the next thing we're going to do is just add that across there, and then of course for our doorway here. The next logical thing for our actual entrance is to add in our step, and then we'll also add in our, you know, our actual door there. Now, as for our actual garage door thing, we could try something kind of interesting. I mean, we did do it in my previous episode, the, what's it called? The Nether frickin' thing that we did, or something similar to that at least. Let's just try something like this. Does that look weird to you? I think it does. I reckon that needs to be stone bricks for that to kind of work there, because it just kind of blends in with the rest of the wall. So let's get rid of those and change it out for some stone brick slabs. And yeah, I think that works a little better. And now in between this spot here, we can add in a bit of a window design. And yeah, I think that's coming along pretty nicely. Obviously it is a bit blocky, but that's kind of the effect I'm wanting to go with, honestly. And I've just got an idea as well for the roof. I reckon we do slants, kind of staggered slants. So we'll go like that, and then we'll start again. We'll go like that, and then like that. You know what I'm saying? All right, so yeah, what I'm gonna do now is just continue adding in the rest of this roof design. I'll fill out the main middle part of the roof with our spruce slabs, and we'll come back and see how it looks. All right, and as you can see, the roof looks a little bit different. Yeah, the old slanted roof just did not work out. It looked like absolute ass, so we changed it over to this style of roof, which looks 100 times better, honestly. You may have also noticed I added the pillars back to the walls here. Just, you know, it looked pretty weird without it, honestly, and this just brings some structure back into the walls, and I think it just makes it look way better, honestly. But yeah, with that all out of the way and all done, it's time to move on to the fun part, which is the interior. So in here is meant to be kind of the processing, you know, like facility for, you know, the drug farms outside, okay? And I've just realized I've made the, you know, the spacing even, which means we can't place the lighting in nice spots. We can, although, just do this instead, which actually will still work perfectly. Okay, lighting done. So I want to dedicate this left side of the warehouse here to, you know, the old chuff. So I gotta think about how that is made and processed. So I'm guessing there's just going to be like kind of a series of tables, I guess, that are going to be used to process said material. So yeah, let's just have a series of tables like so. And on top of those, I want to have just a couple of plants like so, maybe an empty pot plant as well. So we'll do something like that. And then we'll have some item frames on some of these, and we'll chuck some short grass into those to look like crushed kind of, you know, processed plants. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe just for some lighting, we can chuck some lanterns on those as well. And yeah, that's pretty much our, you know, our chuff processing area. I think what could definitely look nice as well is at this back wall, we could add like a little bit of a storage shelf kind of thing. And on here, we could put a couple of chests and barrels like so. I think that looks pretty cool. So yeah, that's our chuff processing. I just realized I kind of want to leave this empty, you know, for our main walkway. So this right side can be our, you know, our poppy processing and our coca processing. That's right. That's going to be our third crop, and I'm going to be representing that with just simply oak leaves, of which I don't have any. I think they're in this chest, actually. Oh my god, where are they? Man, I'm going to have to go get some. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back with some leaves, and yeah, so basically, I'm pretty sure the way that they process these is by basically just... There's a small amount of the substance in the actual leaves, obviously. And so they basically just need to extract all of that substance out of the leaves. And as far as I know, they do that by just like stepping on the plants and stuff. So what I'm going to do is basically just have some leaves in the ground here. And I'm going to use some moss carpets like this to kind of just add a little bit of interest and texture to that. And yeah, that looks kind of weird. But okay, what we might need to do is actually just change one of these to be like just a big pile of leaves, I think. And that one's kind of like the processing one. Let's maybe have one leaf sticking out like that. So yeah, that's our cocoa processing. Over here by the door, actually, yeah, we don't really have a lot of room for this. We can add in our poppy processing area. So for this, I want a stone kind of table like this. And then maybe we can have another one over here by the door. And so I just went and stole some freaking brewing stands from the old potion shop in the city because I kind of need them here, you know? And I reckon what we can do is have some of these brewing stands look like, you know, beakers kind of holding stuff. So we'll have those there. And then beside those, we'll have some item frames with some sugar in them because that looks like something, I guess. I don't really know. And then maybe just as a final little touch, we can put a button there to look like some kind of utensil or some item. I don't know, really. And actually, I think we could use one more table right here. I reckon it's going to go nicely right here. Now, up here, I reckon we could definitely use some more kind of shelving storage kind of looking stuff. And I reckon we should do the same same over on this side too, to be honest. Let's get those added in. We'll just add in the rest of our pots in here and just have some ferns in some of those. And maybe right here, perfect spot for a chest. Yes, dude. That is looking so nice, man. I love that so much. It's a nice little processing plant, you know? And I think at this spot at the back here, we could definitely add in another window. I think this is going to be a nice little spot. So yeah, there we go. That's going to let in a little bit of sunlight or, you know, moonlight at the moment. But yeah, there we go. So there's our drug processing plant. I think this turned out a lot nicer than I thought it would. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Actually, I think we have one last touch to do, and I think that is to just branch this over this way. I think that's definitely going to look nice. Yeah, okay, we're all done. That's looking awesome. All right, looks like we've got our first interested customer as well. You're looking to buy some, you know, some of my wares? Oh my God, looks like he's selling something too. What's going on with that, mate? Jesus Christ, eh? Okay, yeah, even though it doesn't really make sense, the exterior of this is just looking kind of bland, and I think we can spruce it up by having some crops growing here, you know what I'm saying? So all along the side here, I reckon it's gonna look nice. Just sprinkling in a couple of these bad boys. We'll do the same on this side too. Why the bloody hell not? Hell yeah, dude. And that is pretty much done there for our, you know, our processing warehouse. Actually, I just lied. I have one more touch that I want to add. Bang. Look at that. A little bit of a thing. I think that fits in nicely. Okay, and so that leads us onto our, you know, our big ass fields here full of our crops. And before we actually do that, I do want to actually add in our pathway here. I want a bit of a broken kind of dirt path. I want this to obviously go between our greenhouse and our warehouse. Oh, I didn't actually really leave a lot of space there, did I? That's going to cut into our field. I didn't even really realize that, eh? That's okay. What I might do is actually just shift all of these down one. Oh, that is not in the right spot. Just so we have a bit of space here. Okay, there we go. That has all been shifted down. And obviously in between these, I do want to add in our pathway. I don't know if I want to keep this pathway kind of broken. I don't really know how it's going to look. We might end up just changing it to a solid pathway, but yeah, I have no idea. We're going to see how it looks in the end. And then I just want to bring this all the way up and in between our two little thingies here. Yeah, there we go. There's our pathways added in. The next thing we need to do is come up with a fence design here for our actual little, you know, our fields of crops, okay? So yeah, there we go. That's the design for our field here. And we also do need to come up with a layout for each individual farm, because we're going to have 2 of each farm, 2 chuff, 2 poppies, and 2 coca plant farms. And I want to have kind of a realistic layout for those as well. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is just quickly fill in the rest of all of our fence designs across all of these fields. So yeah, let's get started with that right now. Okay, and yeah, as you can see, I basically just completely scrapped the entire idea of what I had previously and opted for some coarse dirt fields instead, as I feel like this is just going to look way nicer. Once we actually get our plants on this, it is going to look awesome, just trust me, okay? I've done this before. But yeah, so it was a pretty big pain in the ass. I had to go harvest a bunch of gravel, of which it turns out using a Fortune 3 shovel basically just gives you flint every single time you mine gravel. So I had to go crack out the old unenchanted diamond shovel to get enough, you know, gravel for this. But I think what I'm going to do now is start laying out each different illicit substance growing crop field in a realistic way. I'll be using some reference. So yeah, let's get stuck straight into it, mate. All right, first up, we're going to be tackling the Marriage-a-Wiggly farm, okay? I've got some reference right here. I mean, it's nothing too crazy. It's literally just a field of the crop. So that's exactly what we're going to replicate here. So yeah, you know, we're just going to get stuck straight into placing a bunch of ferns throughout this entire thing. Yeah, it's riveting content, I know. All right, and there's our field filled out. And now what I'm going to do to make this a little bit more interesting is actually grow kind of the back half of this into large ferns. Oh, shit. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to kind of like stagger it, I guess, like this. Just to make it, I don't know, a little bit more visually interesting, I guess. And then all these ones back here, we will just grow into the large fern variant, you know what I'm saying? Holy crap, that actually turned out to be the perfect amount of bone meal. That's insane. I did not plan that. But yeah, so there we go. There's our first crop all done, you know? We got our chuff placed in. I'll be adding a second one in, but I'll probably just do that in the time lapse. All right, our next crop is going to be the poppy field. And after looking up some reference, of course, it's just another field. But these opium poppies poppies look very different from these poppies in Minecraft. So that kind of sucks. But honestly, these are called poppies, so I'm going to use these. It's not an excuse because I can't be bothered to go get another bunch of a single flower. They look kind of like the alliums, you know? Let's see if I can spot an allium. Yeah, right there. It kind of looks like those ones, I guess. I don't know if the color's the same because I'm colorblind, but you know. But yeah, so instead of just doing basically another freaking field, and with this one, I think I'm gonna do it in rows of 2. If that fits, yes, it actually does. That is perfect. So I'm just gonna do rows of 2s like this all the way down to the end, and then in between these rows, I'll add in a bunch of random little details, which we'll get to in just a second. Okay, so there's our poppy field done, and what I'm going to do now is add in just heaps of little details, with the first one being a cute little wheelbarrow design. Man, I literally cannot remember how to make this design, but I'm pretty sure it's a cauldron, and then we get a grindstone at the end, and then a spruce fence gate at this side. Is that it? No, it is hoppers, isn't it? Can't remember how to do this design, man. Is it like that? Yeah, that's the design there. So the hopper's pointing into the grindstone. I don't know. I just kind of lost it for a second there. So I reckon we'll get 2 of those bad boys added in. And then for the next detail, I reckon what'll look nice is just having kind of a, you know, a cauldron with a lid kind of open on it. So I reckon that looks cool. And I might actually move that maybe here. Yeah, so there we go. There's our poppy field, you know, super simple. Just a couple of random little details. All right, and for our final farm design, we have the cocoa plants. And so for the reference for this one, it's actually, you know, it's yet again, it's another bloody field, okay? Settle down. But this time it's actually in rows. So my idea is to have this as basically the stalk of the plant, and then I'm gonna add 2 lots of leaves above each of these to kind of, you know, be the little plant design, I guess. And also I thought it'd be neat if we staggered them because obviously this won't reach the end, you know, if they're all spaced like that, because we have an even amount that we're working with here. Oh, and also it's gonna frickin'... God damn it, it's not going to reach that. You're a prick, you know that? That's a bit annoying, actually. That actually stinks really bad. Okay, what we'll do is leave a bit of a gap in the middle here. So I'll leave a 2 block wide gap. That'll give us some room to add some more details in anyway. So that actually works out kind of good, actually. So let's add in our staggered kind of design, and then we'll continue adding our leaves up like so. If I can fucking place them, man. Jesus Christ. All right, and I reckon for some more details, we will definitely add in some more wheelbarrows into this. So let's get one placed right here. Again, this is such a versatile design. You can literally use it in any kind of farm or beside a base or something. It's just such a neat little It's such a neat little design. I love it, man. Now, I reckon in this middle part here, it will suit some chests and some barrels quite nicely. So let's get those added in. But yeah, there we go. There is all of our farm designs done. All I'll do now is just basically repeat the same designs. So we'll get another poppy field here. We'll get another Marriage of Wiggly farm, and then we'll get another cocoa farm right here as well. So yeah, I'll get those added in right bloody now. Alright, and there it is. There's our fully constructed illegal farming operation all done. Gamers, remember this little city over here? Well, we're not expanding it. Actually, I may have lied. We are kind of expanding it by adding a separated mining outpost. We'll have to construct the mine entrance, a blacksmith, the walls, towers, and more. So let's get bloody into it, mate. All right, first things first, of course, we do need to find a location, which obviously is going to be over that way in our city. Before I actually go there, I want to stock up on a couple more carrots. So let me just harvest a couple of these bad boys here. All right, that's a bit better. Now let's head over to our metro station and take the train over to, you know, the medieval bloody city, mate. Dude, literally, this has got to be one of my most favorite builds. I love using this thing. It's just, you know, it looks awesome and it has an awesome use as well, which is just my favorite combination of things in Minecraft, you know? I'll meet you guys at the city. Oh, brother, man, that view never gets old. This, oh, dude, it just looks so good, dude. All right, and here we are at the city. Let's head up, get a little view of our surroundings, and see exactly where we want to start this mining outpost. All right, so after surveying the surrounding landscape, I've decided on the spot that is actually back here. I did kind of want this to be, you know, kind of in front of the town, but there's not really any good areas except for, like, literally back here. Because I want this whole thing to be on a bit of a, you know, like a slope. I don't want it to be a perfectly flat kind of structure. And so I feel like having, you know, maybe our first tower here, the other one over there, and then we'll kind of build it back that way. So it's going to be like a kind of square shape or like rectangular shape. And it's going to be completely fortified. We're going to have towers and walls and everything, like I said, you know. So I think location has been sorted. I don't know the extent of the terraforming I want to do. I'm going to have to fill in this hole and probably just extend this slope outwards a little bit more. And I might have to clear off, you know, this area too. So yeah, we'll probably just get that done as a bloody time lapse right now. All right, and there's the terraformed area. Honestly, I decided to go pretty light on it just because I thought the challenge of kind of building this to the landscape would make it more interesting. So we'll just see how we go, to be honest. But I've marked down each of our corners here. This is where all of our towers are going to be situated. And speaking of, let's start designing those bad boys. And so I've decided on the palette for this. I want it to be majority, you know, stone. I want this to look like a pretty fortified structure, and I think stone is obviously going to help with that. So I'm actually going to replace these corner blocks here with some stone brick, you know, pillars like so, because I reckon our towers will probably be something like this. Now, the question is, do we want to go for fully squared towers like this, or do we want to have them inset like this? Going inset, it's going to just add a lot of detail very easily without having to do like a lot of work. So I think inset might be the go. And plus, actually, it is going to match up with our existing village pretty well as well using this block palette. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with my decision on the blocks here, okay? All right, so there we go. That's the base of our first tower all done there. On this outside bit, we're going to be adding in some windows. And then on the inside, probably, I don't know which side, but we'll add a door in somewhere so that we can actually climb up the tower, you know, to the top. And yeah, now it's time to figure out the height for this bad boy. So I'm just going to keep extending this up as far as I want. I'll just raise every one of these blocks up as well, and I'll meet you guys up at the top for the rest of the designing here. All right, so here's the final height that I'm happy with. Let's go ahead and add some stairs on these parts here. And then I reckon we're going to add a layer kind of sticking out from this. Actually, we might have to raise these up one more. We'll go across like that, and then we'll add our little sticking out sections from here. And so from here, God damn it, I need freaking slabs, man. Give me a second. All right, and so from here, what I reckon we'll do is we'll extend these up maybe to there. Maybe let's add a slab on top. Then we'll add some slabs. Oh, how are we going to do this, man? This is difficult, actually. What we might have to do is actually get some scaffolding around the front so we can kind of see what we're doing. Because, yeah, that's coming along nicely so far. I like that, like, shape and stuff. We just got to figure out what to do in between there. So let's get a scaffolding pillar up here just so we can watch what we build, you know? Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so what we're going to do, I reckon, is add some slabs across. And then I think what could look nice is having some spruce fence gates across those little sections there to kind of look like reinforcements. Then let's try something like this. If I can, God's sake, man, I'm gonna lose it. Okay, yeah, let's get one on there. I don't know if that's gonna look weird or not, but I think to get a proper view of everything, we're gonna have to add this same design at least on that other side. So let me quickly jump over to oh. What is going on, man? Yeah, let me quickly repeat this design on this side. I'll meet you guys down there while we're, you know, staring at this thing to see if it looks good or not. All right, let's have a squiz. Oh, okay. I'm liking it. Honestly, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, I actually really like that design. That looks nice as. Next, we definitely need to add in like a window kind of design here. And I'm thinking, you know, just the simple standard, you know, fence roof. It always works well for towers. You don't have a lot of room here to work with. So we're just gonna kind of, you know, do what we can get away with basically, which is just this pretty much. And I think actually, ooh, this might work out perfectly. Yes, dude, that wasn't even planned. And look at that, even spacing right up to there. Perfect, bro. That looks so good. Slap a lantern. Bob's your bloody uncle, mate. That is a perfect little tower design right there. I love that so much, dude. Yes. I reckon to top it all off, we definitely replace this with some stone bricks there. And that just kind of encapsulates the whole thing. I don't know if encapsulates is the right word there, but you know what I mean, okay? So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that tower design. That is basically the final design there. We just got to repeat this on around the top, finish off the walls, and that's basically it. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is basically just do everything I just said, and then I'm going to repeat that exact design on every single corner around here. It's going to take forever, but it'll definitely be worth it. So let's get started. Okay, and there is our 4 towers done. As you might have noticed in the time lapse, I did end up actually spacing these apart a little further, just because I thought they were a bit too close together before, and I also, yeah, because of that, I had to do a lot more terraforming, which, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do even more, because right now this looks ugly as hell. And so, yeah, that leads on to our wall designs now. It's time to, you know, secure the perimeter here and get a bit of a wall design going. So, on this first front part here, let's start off with something like this. I reckon spaces of 3 3 is going to look pretty nice. It is also going to match the spacing of our tower here, which I don't honestly know is going to look good or not. So what I might actually do is just place kind of the base of all of these along here, and we can kind of see where our gate is going to go as well, because I think I want to have the gate at this side. We'll probably have one at the back as well, just to get in here quickly. And see, there you go. We actually have a bit of a situation here. These don't link up, so we're gonna have to figure something out there. And so what we can do is just continue this side of the wall. So we've got 1, 2 pillars, 1, 2 pillars. And then what we can do is just make this section in between here the gate. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That actually works out perfectly. So that gives us a 5 wide gate, and then we have 3 wide walls here. And I'm just hoping these walls are going to look different enough from the tower that it's not all gonna blend in. I would like to start these walls on these middle blocks, but because of our doors being here, we can't really do that because we're just gonna be blocking that up. Unless if actually we move the doors to the corner here, which is, yeah, it's gonna look kind of weird, but honestly, we might have to do that just so the walls look, you know, inset from the towers here. I think that's gonna be the best option. Yeah, like that. Instead of our walls being connected to like the edge of the tower, now they're connected to the wall. But yeah, this door situation is gonna be kind of hard to figure out. So let's get working on that. Oh, actually, I just got an idea. This should work nicely. What we can do is have some stairs like this, and then we can actually have our door kind of out on this block. So something like that. That's not too bad. Once we actually figure out the top of the wall as well, we can kind of make the top of this look a little nicer too. But yeah, I'm just gonna quickly fix up all of these walls and inset them 1 block. So yeah, just give me a second. Okay, so there's our walls so far. I think that's the final height I'm gonna go with. Now it's time to figure out the, you know, the details, I guess. Kind of like how we have the tops of the towers here. We need, of course, the tops of the walls. And I'm thinking something like this might look nice. I want to do something a little different from the towers, just again, so it doesn't kind of all mesh together. I just want it to look a little different. So I reckon that's going to look good. And even in between these, I reckon some fence gates are going to look nice as well. I, of course, need to quickly make some more. So just give me a bloody second. All right, so there we go. There's our wall so far. It is looking very simple. And I just thought of an interesting detail that we could add, which is actually adding some spruce trap doors on these spots. And then we could actually kind of make these into some full blocks like that, and that'll allow us to place some signs on these. And that just makes the trapdoors a little less kind of like out of place. Now that they actually have some signs beside them, I think that looks pretty good. Of course, here's the goddamn rain. And we've actually got a thunderstorm as well, which means you can go to bed. Dude, that is so good. So yeah, that's literally it. That's our wall design. I don't want to do anything too crazy here. Okay, so now for our gate, we do have a bit of a challenging kind of thing to work with here. We've got a very wide but kind of short area. So if we do something like this, oh my god, dude, if I can place the blocks, man, what the hell? So as you can see, it's very wide and very short, kind of like a chode. So yeah, honestly, I think it's just gonna look weird having like that. So I don't know what we're gonna do, honestly. What if we had like a 2-block gap like that, and then had kind of an entrance and then another entrance? Is that gonna look weird? I don't know. This is hard. What if we just raised these pillars up a little bit higher? I think that's gonna look weird too, to be honest. Let's just try it anyway, because we're honestly running out of options here. All right, and there we go. We are now completely walled in and secured. Dude, this is looking awesome so far. And so the next thing that leads on to is, of course, the actual mine entrance itself, which is going to be positioned probably right here, smack bang in the middle. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just terraform a little bit. I don't want to go too crazy on the terraforming here. Actually, in fact, I might actually place all of those blocks back that I just destroyed. So I think we'll start this on this layer here. I just want to carve in so we have like, you know, a face to work with here. So I think that'll be enough carving there. And then I think we'll just start actually placing blocks above here to make this into more of like a mound kind of structure. I don't really know how to describe it, to be honest. But yeah, there we go. Something kind of like that, although it's looking a little wonky at the moment. Okay, there we go. That's looking a little better. Once we actually add in the, you know, entrance itself, we can kind of shape that a little nicer. Now let's remove this layer here and start actually carving out our entrance, which I think I want to be pretty big, honestly. And I do want it to line up with our entrance here. So we're gonna excavate a little more this way. And there we go. So we got a 5 wide entrance there. I want it to be about yay tall. Okay, it's still looking a little weird, but again, we'll fix that once we've actually built the entrance itself. See, obviously we can't just have, you know, a freaking giant hole into the side of this little mountain thing here. We need to add some decorations on the outside to make it look more like a mine entrance, you know? And so the way we're gonna do that is, of course, using our good old trusty friend, spruce logs here. We're gonna extend a pillar all the way up like that, and then we're going to branch this across to the other side where we'll repeat basically the same thing here with a pillar. And there we go. So that's the kind of basis for the design we're we're going for here. And now we're just going to add in a bunch of details from this point. So let's grab out our stairs. We're going to add a bunch of those around all of this, you know, kind of main pillar areas here. Then we'll extend some trapdoors downwards. And as you can see, that adds like just a nice kind of, you know, amount of detail to that. I don't really know how to describe it, but you know what I'm trying to say, basically. Now at the bottoms here, I reckon we can add in some more trapdoors like so. I think that looks quite nice. Up above, let's add in a couple extra little details. First of all, what I reckon could look nice is having some slabs there with some trapdoors like so. Then maybe on top of these, let's add some more trapdoors, and let's jump down and see how that looks so far. Oh yeah, that's coming along nicely. I'm pretty happy with that so far. I reckon on these side parts we could, and maybe on the front parts too, we could even add some trapdoors, just because they look a little bare with everything else covered and having those not, you know, covered. Yeah, dude, that is looking so cool so far, dude. That is awesome. Next, what we could definitely add is in between here, some fence gates with a fence in the middle and a lantern dangling down from that bad boy. Yes. Then let's get some trapdoors on these sections. And honestly, do I think a lantern might look better here? Oh, god damn it, you dick knob. What am I doing? Like I was saying, a lantern might look better there instead of hanging from that. What do we think, guys? Tell me. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. That looks a little cleaner, I think. And now for the final little touch here, I reckon just some stone buttons on the faces of these logs here would definitely go a long way. Just kind of breaks up the wood. Just that touch adds in that little accent of stone. Dude, that looks awesome. So yeah, that's the exterior of our mine entrance there, pretty much done. We of course do still need to shape the dirt behind here and make it look just a little nicer than it currently does, because right now it's a little ugly, eh? I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's definitely quite ugly. So let's fix it up a little. Yeah, there we go. Just trimmed it up a little. That's looking a lot nicer already. Now on the inside here, we've got quite a bit of excavating to do. Oh god, what's going on in here, boys? Jesus Christ, we got a couple of blokes. Oh my god, he's gonna burst. Dude, there's so many men in here. Wow. Holy crap, okay. Oh my god, okay. Well, thankfully they can't actually get up here, so we can kind of just wall them off and forget about them, you know? So in here, I kind of want this interior to be stone, honestly, because it just looks a lot nicer than frickin' dirt, man. Let's start replacing our wall blocks here with the old stone. So what I'm gonna do is continue digging this mine entrance down and actually get to the stone, and we'll use that stone to, you know, fix up the edges here. So I'm gonna start digging this out. I'll do that, and we'll get that done as a time lapse right now. Alright, and we are back, and we have completed our mining entrance, and I'm now also sick, so I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit weird. Yeah, and I'm probably going to be a little bit less energy than I have been, because honestly, I feel like shit, okay? But yeah, as you can see in my inventory here, I've now got a bunch of different stuff, because right now, what we're going to be adding is a nice little, you know, whatchamacallit down the side of this thing. A rail system, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, so let's start it off here. We want this to go all the way down into the bottom of the mine. Honestly, yeah, I've gone this far down so far. I don't know how much further I'm gonna go. But yeah, eventually I'll dig this all the way down, probably to like bedrock or something, but you know, just for now, we're gonna go to there. All right, so what I actually want to do is bring this out and around this way, and I want to have kind of like a minecart, like stopping, like kind of station area, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh my goodness gracious. I just realized I didn't get any iron from my minecart. Wow, dude. Well, I'll probably have to keep digging this out and hope that we find some goddamn iron. But for now, that's fine. We don't have to use them right away. But yeah, what I want to do now is actually extend this stone all the way over this way. I'll just go to there for now, because I don't know exactly how big I want to make this. But yeah, so our tracks will come out along this way, and then, you know, we might as well just place them in instead of talking about it. And we'll have it like that. Yeah, dude. And then right here and here is where our little stops are going to be. And then I do want to actually decorate this and make it look a little nicer than just like kind of a boring old wall. Let's get something like that going. I reckon some nice wood buttons on top of these would work pretty nicely. And then I think we actually get rid of this, and let's put some stone brick slabs on top of here. Yeah, that looks nice as, dude. I love that. Let's also extend the stone bottom all the way out this way as well. And then I just want to incorporate a little more detail. Let's try something like this with some stairs. Just, I don't know, just a little something might look nice or weird is putting a lantern on top of there. What do we think, guys? I think that's cool. I like that. Now off to this side, we could definitely add in our little pathway, and we might as well just start adding in the pathways everywhere around here. And I think I want that to be just Should we go with a dirt path? I reckon a dirt path will work nicely in here. I'm getting bloody ahead of myself. I haven't even finished the goddamn railway here. What am I doing, man? These need to actually be powered rails as well. Hell yeah, dude. That is awesome. Okay, and that'll go down. I'll add in the powered rails and stuff into that later. That's just kind of boring. Let's just get straight into our pathway here. So I think what's going to look pretty nice is, honestly, just having our slabs along here. We'll have our pathway continue out this way. And we'll just kind of extend that out there like so. And I reckon this spot here is where we'll use stairs, just because I feel like that's going to look nice. And yeah, so that's basically, I'm not going to keep freaking explaining how I'm doing this and building it. I'm just going to do it because it's kind of boring. We'll extend that up along here. We'll go out this way, and we'll do the same on this side as well. Link it up to the towers, and I'll meet you guys back here when that's all done. Okay, and there we go. There's all of the pathways done. I ended up actually changing them up a little bit over here because I needed space here for a little cute build that we're going to be adding in. So I changed the pathway like that. It's also going out that way, and then we got the path over here as well. So I just went for a quick trip back home, and I made a couple of, you know, these bad boys, and I got some other stuff as well. So let's slap a couple of our minecarts right there, and I also want to get one added here just for some detail. So I reckon right here is going to be a pretty nice spot, and then we can kind of just like push this around and place it how we want it to go, which is basically like that. Yes, dude, that looks awesome. All right, and yeah, so up here, I did want to add in like a bit of a blacksmith kind of area. Obviously, it's a bit too small for an actual building, which does kind of suck. Although, could we add a building? It's going to be very small if we do, and it's honestly probably going to look silly. What we could actually do is maybe like an undercover area. I think that would work well, actually. All right, so let's mark out the corners of our little blacksmithing area here. Let's go with that. I reckon it's going to be pretty good. And then we'll go over here. Yeah, I think that'll be a pretty decent size there. How high do we want to go? Probably just about that. I reckon that's going to fit the size of this nicely. And then on top of this, I want to add like a cute little roof. So I think we'll use stone slabs for the trim. I think that's going to look the cutest. I don't know why I want it to look cute, honestly, but yeah, I think that's going to work pretty nicely there. Let's crack out the scaff and repeat that same thing on this side here. Yes, dude, that's awesome. Okay, and then we're just going to simply connect all of these sides up together here with our spruce slabs, and there we go. There's our little undercover area pretty much done. And oh, actually, I just thought of a really nice idea for the floor. Out here we should have some andesite. Yes, we do. Beautiful. And I think combining that with stone is going to work really nicely for a nice little blacksmith style floor. So let's just do a nice little kind of textured pattern of this. Just gonna randomly place this crap around. And yeah, there we go. There's a simple little blacksmith style floor, all done. Perfect. Now, I reckon we'll make it this side and this side here kind of the workstation areas. So let's grab out all of our detailing kind of blocks here. So on this side, we can make this kind of the smeltery area. I reckon we'll put in here as well. We'll put a whatchamacallit in there. You know what I'm trying to say? Now, does that look weird? Yes, it does. We need to think of something different for that. Okay, you know what I think we do? I think we just have all freaking furnaces there, and then behind here we'll have our lava. We'll contain that in with some stairs like that. Place that in. And then what I reckon is going to look really cool is having kind of like a range hood up here. We'll actually turn this one into a solid block here. And that's where we'll connect up our stone brick walls like so. And we can make sort of like an interesting little chimney like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now I reckon we'll add some slabs here just as kind of like a safety precaution. You know what yeah, there we go. That's our little like smelting and kind of like heating area. And then over here, I reckon we'll have like our workshop kind of table stuff going on here. And then right in the middle, we'll have a couple of our anvils and like kind of a cooling bucket. I reckon we'll get one cooling bucket here with a cauldron. Oh, why does that look so weird? What the hell? Now we need to find some water. Okay, there's some right there. Thank freaking Christ for that. Oh, we got some down here too. Sweet as. Okay. And so what I want to actually do is maybe add like another little dunking bucket somewhere. Probably right here, I reckon is going to be a good spot. And we can place that in right there. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. That is sweet as. Just for some little details on top of this table here, let's place like a button, like something that's being worked on. I have no idea. So yeah, there we go. There's our little blacksmith kind of workstation. I think that's that turned out pretty nice. We could even add a lantern on top of that too, just for some you know, some light. And of course, here's the bloody rain. But what I want to do next is actually just add a bunch of details around this entire place. I want heaps of these little piles of like barrels and chests and stuff. It's just gonna, you know, bring life to everything. Actually, I want to add a bunch in here as well, along with some furnaces. Thankfully, I actually have some leftover ones. Oh, we got some lava dripping through there. That's okay. Now over here, just a couple more little details. Perfect, man. That is looking awesome, because I want to add some interesting little details into the floor, because right now, you know, it's just very flat and boring looking. So definitely a really nice detail is just getting some stairs like this, placing those in and making kind of little cracks in the ground. It's such a nice detail for mine entrances and stuff like that. It just adds a lot of depth and like, you know, uniqueness to it. And then once again, we'll just kind of continue with our storage piles and just random crap scattered around the place. That's kind of like a multi-purpose pile of crap there. We got just everything under the sun there. Right here's a nice spot as well. Let's get just a big old barrel pile going. Up here, we've got another nice little spot. Let's chuck some of those in. And up here, just a couple more random little details. Got a lantern on top of that too. Oh yeah, mate. That is awesome. Okay. All right, the next thing is, you know, there's actually a couple of bare spots around here where I want some grass, especially on top of there. And so I need some bone meal. And I know there's a little gap in here and I can hear a bloody skeleton clanking around. There he is. So we're going to harvest this guy for his precious bloody bones for some bone meal. Come here, mate. Come on. It's finally your time. You've been in here for so long and we've been graced with one bone. That's not very good, honestly. I thought the old looting 2, actually looting 3, mate, would serve me a bit better, but we just got basically the standard drop. That's kind of shit. All right, so we're going to have to use this 3 bone meal that we get here sparingly. So I definitely want to get one there. That's perfect. Yes, I couldn't have asked for a better freaking thing. All right, we got 2 more bone meals. On here, we definitely need one. Let's get it right there. Oh, that is nice. A nice little tuft of grass up there is perfect. And then, oh, we've got that spot and we've got here. I reckon we go down here. I reckon this is going to be the nicest. Now, I've just taken a look at these walls and they're very, man, they're just very bland at the moment. I think what we need is, I don't know, we need definitely something. You know what I'm saying? So I reckon what I'm going to try is, you see how we got these pillars? I reckon we just add some more of these on these kind of sides, you know what I'm saying? The obvious problem here is that it's going to cut into our goddamn freaking pathway. We're going to have to move this sucker over. It's not too, you know, big of a deal. I'm not crying about it, you know? Okay, I'm really hoping the grass kind of spreads over to that because right now that looks hideous. So yeah, let's just continue adding these little pillars. I think it's definitely going to add a lot of extra detail to these walls that we were previously kind of lacking. Let's get all of those added in. I'll do the same for these little sections at the back and also obviously this side wall as well. So yeah, let me get those placed in and we'll see how it looks at the end. All right, and there we go. As you can see, that makes the walls just look so much more interesting. Before they were just so bland and boring, and that is looking way better, man. As you can see, I've also just added a bunch of chests and barrels in those little spots as well, just because it works so perfectly in there. I fixed up this little area and I added some more over here too, and yeah, it's just, it just brings it all together. It looks so good now, dude. But yeah, that's just about gonna do it for this episode. I apologize if this one's a bit short. Yeah, I'm gonna go, honestly, I'm gonna go straight to bed after this episode, okay? I do not feel well. Gamers, we've upgraded the docks on my island, but when I arrive at the land with my medieval city, yeah, it's literally just grass that we're landing at, which just isn't gonna cut it. So it's time to upgrade by building a huge, realistic medieval harbor following a real-life reference. Alright, so let's go showcase the location where I want to start building this thing, because unlike every other episode, I actually have the exact spot in mind of where I want to build this. Alright, so here at my dock, we're gonna, you know, head down and just take one of the various boats, and basically, yeah, so this is the spot here that we pretty much are going to be arriving at, and as showcased in the intro, it's just simply not gonna cut it anymore, okay? I'm sick of just, you know, getting my feet wet in the mud, and I just don't like it. So right here, we're gonna be building a massive, realistic medieval dock. But before we can do that, we of course need to terraform the surrounding landscape and make it, you know, workable. So the first thing I want to actually do is remove all of these little islands and just have basically this bank here. And I might actually shape it up a little bit, you know, differently as well. I might make it more of like a flat kind of edge along there, just to suit the harbor idea that I have in mind. So yeah, time to start terraforming. Okay, and there it is. Just a quick little terraform for this one, but there is basically our foundation that we now have to work with. So essentially what I want to do next is get a bunch of stone, because this is pretty much all I have to my name. And we're going to be using that to establish our foundation in our walls. I don't know how high I'm going to make this, but yeah, it's going to look pretty cool. And we're going to be using some real life reference as well that I've found. And we're going to make something absolutely awesome. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is just mine out a bunch of stone. I'm probably going to get some wood as well. And I'll most likely meet you guys back here. Now, I already know what you're thinking. Disruptive, that was a really cool transition, but what the f*** is this? This right here is my new fishing kayak. Some interesting features include these pedals, so I don't have to use a paddle like an idiot. It also has a fish finder, which shows you the depth of the water and if there's any fish under the kayak. But yeah, that's literally it. Stay tuned for more fishing stuff. Back to Minecraft. Alright, and we're back at the spot with a bunch of resources to use. So it's time to get started in the planning phase here, and I want to actually, instead of just, just popping the reference pictures on screen, we're going to do a quick little analysis of them. So, yeah, let's get into that right now, mate. Alright, so here we are in the references, section of my video notes, and this first one here, I kind of like, I don't know, I just like this, area along here, and, this just kind of inspires me for, I don't know, just something. I don't know, I like this little dock as well, with the boats alongside it and the big poles. I might actually incorporate those big poles down in the dock. I like that. This next one, I don't really know. I just like the big walls and the ladders. The ladders look really cool, and there's some little birdies in there too. Now, this next one, definitely very interesting. This one's kind of like a D&D map, obviously a bird's eye view layout, but I really like this, where, the walls kind of come out and make, a little harbor in here. I don't exactly know if we're going to incorporate this or not, but I do really like that, and I love the, layout here. It's pretty cool. And then the final one, the best reference, is this, actual medieval harbor. But yeah, basically, we've got this little opening here. We got ladders, everywhere, dude. I love these little ladders. We got a slope there. And so basically, after all of that, this is my little sketch that I've come up with here. So this is all of the wood dock. We got the wall here, and then all of the houses and stuff. So yeah, I think that's enough boring reference stuff. Let's get into the actual building. All right, so starting off with the planning, of course, we need to, just have a general outline of where we want things to go. I'm thinking this corner here is going to be a little part that, I don't know, might stick out a bit. So let's get our stone out, and let's just mark this corner right here. And so I think along here, we're going to have a short kind of stone wall, maybe actually just that tall. And I think what might look nice is actually changing this to our spruce wood instead of stone. So we'll have a pillar that comes up like this, and then I reckon maybe some inset stone here. We're going to have to actually replace all of this dirt with stone, which is kind of annoying. The fuck, man? Why can't I craft this crafting table? Jesus Christ. All right, and then I reckon we crack out the stone stairs, and we'll probably put them along the tops like this. I reckon that is going to look pretty nice. And then I think maybe gaps of either 5 or 3. I think 5 is going to be the best, which we actually have 5 already. So let's bang that on there. And then up here, I reckon we'll have a fence. Oh, actually, I don't know if I like this anymore now. I don't know, that just, that doesn't look very good. Okay, I've actually got a new idea that I think is going to work perfectly. So I reckon on these points here, we'll put some stairs, and then in between those, some trap doors. If I can fucking place them, you fucking dickhead. God damn it. And then above all of that, we'll have a fence in the middle, and then some fence gates between those. I need to make some real quick. Give me a bloody second. Yeah, so something like this. We'll probably slap a lantern on top of this fence in the middle here, and then I reckon some stone slabs on top of those pillars will look quite nice. Let's get in the boat and have a look from afar. Yeah, dude, I think that is going to work perfectly. I actually really like that. So that's just going to be the first stage of our dock there. Actually, I think that needs to be 1 block higher, because we want to have another wooden dock out in front of this, and that's going to cover up this, I think. So I reckon we need to raise this all up 1 block higher at least. So give me a second, I'll do that all right bloody now. Okay, there it is. That is going to be absolutely perfect. So that's the design I'm going to repeat all the way along here. And then I reckon from here we'll have a part that'll stick out. So it'll probably stick out to here, and we'll have the same design in there, and then we'll have some stairs, and then our wooden dock and stuff. So yeah, I'm going to get all of these walls placed in with this same design repeated all the way along, and yeah, we'll get that done as a time lapse right now. Okay, and there we go. There is the very first wall of our harbor done. The next thing I want to do is actually add our secondary layer of harbor walls here, which are going to be obviously behind these ones. And they're going to be a little bit larger as well, and be using some different blocks. So let's crack out the old stone bricks here. And so I want all of these pillars to be in line with the existing pillars. So let's do something like this. I think we'll go up maybe that high. Oh, that is pretty high above the freaking ground there. But that should be right. Realistically, these will probably go up an additional block, because right here is where we'll be adding in our stairs and stuff like this. So let's place out our next little pillar here, so that we can figure out the kind of arch shape that we want to have in between these and get the design looking good. So we'll probably go with something like that, and then probably just have slabs in between them. Dude, I wish there was stone trapdoors or something that would make this look absolutely amazing. Kind of stinks that this is the best I can literally do with this space. Yeah, even that's gonna look whack, isn't it? God damn it, man. We could even settle for something like that, because behind this we're gonna be having our freaking, what's it called? Spruce planks like so. So yeah, I guess that is our wall design there. It's very simple, but literally that's the best I can do. It kind of stinks, but you know, it is what it is. Next, we need to figure out the design for up in between here. And honestly, I'm just thinking the same fences and fence gate design is actually going to work out pretty nicely. But yeah, it's a very simple design. Obviously, it gives us ample room in here to add heaps of details, which we of course will be doing. Don't you bloody worry about it, mate. But yeah, that there is going to mark out our little design for the, whatchamacallit. Let's take a look from far away. And yeah, I think that is going to work nicely. So yeah, I'm liking that. We're going to go ahead and repeat that across everywhere. And then, yeah, I don't know what else I'll do in that time lapse, but let's get started with it right now, mate. Alright, and there it is. There's the front of our harbor pretty much completed there. And it's looking really good. Especially, this area, you know, just... Okay, sorry guys, I'm sorry. Yeah, that is the front wall of our harbor completed. And yeah, basically what I want to do next is actually figure out the staircase. And I think I want it maybe right here. So let's remove this entire chunk of shit I've already built. Alright, and so from here, we're going to fix up this little thing. And then we're going to, you know, just add some stairs in here. And then as for up here, I just want to extend this little spruce slab kind of walkway here to be 3 blocks wide. This is just going to be like a little pathway. And then I reckon we're going to fill up the rest of this pretty much, you know, all the way up until we meet the land over there with probably just stone. So I want all of this up here to be kind of like a little mini town, you know, the town that'll eventually hopefully connect up over to our village over there. And I think I actually want to have another staircase over here as well on this side. I just feel like that's going to look really nice and work out perfectly. So there we go, just something like that. I reckon actually on these corners, we might even be able to leave those there. Actually, forget what I just fucking said. That looks hideous. Yeah, we'll just leave it like that. I reckon that's all right. And yeah, so that's going to lead up to our pathway and then basically just fill this up with stone. We'll probably repeat these this wall design, like this one here. We'll repeat this across like as far as we want to go, and same probably with this side too. Actually, I don't know what we're going to do with this side actually. It's going to be kind of hard. Yeah, we might just have to do the same thing, or maybe even extend the wall out to here. Maybe even just slowly transition it into like a dirt little hill or something. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm going to do. But yeah. So I think once again, it's time for another time lapse. I'm going to get to filling in the rest of this pathway and then just adding stone, you know, as far as I want to go. I'm actually just bringing the dirt up to the stone as well because it doesn't really need to be too massive. So yeah, let's get straight into that right now. Actually, just before we start the time lapse, I realized that is probably going to be the perfect thing that we could put there. Just basically the same design, but it just wraps around. Okay, I'm going to quickly repeat that over here and then we'll actually get started on the time lapse. Alright, and there is the platform all completed. I also, as you might have seen, added the wall on that side as well. So we're all good to go up here for adding our buildings. But before we actually get to that, we're not completely done with the dock down here. I probably should have actually built this first, but basically I want to add a third and final layer that basically goes all the way onto the floor here. And so I'm thinking I want to get rid of this fence right here and replace it with our staircase. And so basically we're going to have it run along like this all the way down to the end here. And I think along the way, we might see if we can incorporate some pillars. Like mentioned previously in the reference, I want to have these pillars be kind of tall because I don't know, I just like that idea from the reference picture, and I think it makes it look, I don't know, dock-like. I don't really know. But yeah, we'll leave it there and we'll see how it looks from afar once we've, you know, added them all in and added in this big pathway as well. I think we're going to end it in line with this pillar right here. And let's just jump in the boat real quick and take a look at how that is looking with the pillars, you know, that big. Oh, okay. I think we trim them down one just so they're a little bit lower than that pillar back there, because right now it's the exact same height and it just, it looks a little strange. Let's chip one off the top of each of these and we'll take another look. All right, let's see how that's looking so far. And yeah, I'm liking that. That's a lot better. I like how it's like a kind of slope, you know, between all the pillars, I guess. But yeah, so from that, I do want to actually have some parts that stick out for like kind of, you know, boat docking areas, because that's the whole purpose of this bottom area, I guess. So I want to have some of these branch out like this, and then maybe transition into a shape kind of like this. Yeah, that way we can park a boat up in there nice and easily. And I reckon maybe we just have that, you know, we just leave a gap and then have another one here. And so that'll line up perfectly with the last one here. We can just simply add in our last one. And yeah, there we have it. There's our dock design. Dude, this is coming along so nicely. This whole thing just looks awesome, dude. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, something I did just notice is this here. We need to, I think we need to keep the wood kind of, you know, flowing through this like a pathway. So I reckon, if I can freaking stay on the platform, man, I reckon we just add in some spruce slabs here. So that's all just connected up, and that leads up to here as well. And then we need to figure out some lanterns. We definitely need lanterns down here. So what if we did something like this maybe and had them, or maybe what if we actually elevated that up one and then had the lanterns there? I think that is going to look pretty sweet. I'm of course probably going to run out of lanterns. Yeah, it looks like I'm actually one short, which is, that's really annoying. Wow, that's all right. We'll fill that one on later. Hopefully I don't forget. Okay, I just went and grabbed a bunch of details and made some more lanterns, so I actually don't forget. There we go. It's added on. Thank God. Okay. So as you can see, I have a bunch of detailing blocks here, and the first thing I want to do is actually just plonk a boat into each one of these little sections, just so, you know, they're ready to go, and they're looking, you know, used and stuff. I don't know, but yeah. So now let's crack out all of the other detailing blocks. Okay, we got some of the classics here. Chest, barrel, campfire. Let's just lay it down, you know. You guys know exactly what we're doing here. Bang, 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 something like that. Even chuck a lantern on top of that bad boy too. All right, and on top of that, I've got some other different details that I don't usually use and incorporate. So just stuff like this, like freaking cauldrons and stuff. I never really use this as detail, and I think it's a really good detail that should be used more often. Another detail that is of course good for docks is, you know, having boats. And I think actually in here could be a really cool like boat parking spot. I don't know. Usually I'd place them on land if they're kind of, you know, waiting to be used, but I think that's a really cool idea, having like a boat parking kind of section. Actually, what I think I might do is put this all the way at the end here. There we go. We can actually fit 2 in there, and that looks pretty cool. I'm happy with that. Now, another interesting little detail we could add is maybe like a barrel here. We could get a grindstone and actually even a flower pot in there. I've got a bunch of oxeye daisies as well. We can did not mean to do that. What the hell? Can chuck one in there, and then maybe even a hopper as well. Why not? I don't know what that could be, but you know, it's something there. And then yeah, I'm pretty much just going to keep repeating these details throughout this entire dock. I'm going to do it up here. I'm going to cram details, of course, in all of these spots, and I'll probably add some along this pathway as well. And yeah, so I'm pretty much just going to repeating all of this stuff that I've already done. So yeah, we're going to do that as a time lapse, of course. So let's get started right now. All right, and there we go. There is all of our details added into this dock, except for one extra detail I want to add right here, and that's going to be a little bit of a boat design, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do it. All right, so first up, we're going to grab our stair blocks, and we're going to just place some temporary ones to allow us to place a step like so. Oh my God, dude, this shit on my mouse pad is pissing me off, brother. Okay, let's remove that. Then we're going to place another stair behind this one, and then we're going to follow it up with a slab, then a couple of temporary slabs to allow us to place that step block like so. And then we're just going to finish it off with another step like so. Now, before we do anything, we're going to place a boat in right here, and that should fit in perfectly. If not, just jump in it and move back just a touch, and there we go. It's really not that important, you know, but it looks nice. And now what we're going to do is add some trapdoors on the sides and close those up like so. And of course, I've run out of trapdoors, so let me just quickly goddamn craft some. All right, and there's our trapdoors. Slap those on. Now, whichever side we want the back to be, which I think is this side here, we'll add 2 fences on, and then I have a couple of banners as well. I don't think we're going to need both of them, but yeah, that's like our little sail thing. Pretty cute. And then at the front here, we're just going to whack a lantern on. And now, because right now this is like technically floating, I guess, what we can do is just head over here, go into swimming mode real quick so that we can place some slabs underneath this, or at least one. So there's our cute little boat design. It's just meant to be like kind of a larger version of that actual boat. And yeah, I think that looks pretty cute and cool. I'm happy with that. And so yeah, with that done, that basically marks the completion of the front half of our harbor here. What we need to do next is head up here and fill out this platform with some houses and some shops and just various details and decorations. And so the first thing I want to actually do is just mark out a little kind of dividing section for the pathway. And I think just lining it up with, you know, know, this part of the dock here will be nice. So let's just go ahead and remove a big old strip through like this, and then just simply replace all of it with some spruce wood slabs like so. And there's our pathway added in, and the next thing we're going to get started doing is actually designing some houses from scratch here. I have no plans and no ideas on how I want these houses to look other than, you know, just kind of like harbor side, kind of rickety-ish looking houses. I don't really know how else to describe it, but yeah. So we're going to go with the staple, something like that, I reckon, and then we'll branch this off. And then what if we just do something like this? We just have, you know, a little small window, or actually that could be the entrance, and then we have our window here. I reckon that could work pretty nicely. And actually, I think what I might do is swap those around just so we have our entrance there instead. And yeah, I think that's going to look pretty nice. And then what we could do on this side is just have it be a simple 3-block wide section, and then we'll just, you know, fill out the rest of the frame. So just give me a second here. All right, and there's our frame design. I ended up adding a second floor onto this bad boy, so we've got a bit of a taller house. And next it's time to get the roof done, which I think we're just going to go with a simple slab setup kind of roof like this. I think it's going to work nicely. So I want these houses to look kind of rickety, kind of mellow, I guess, and this kind of style roof is going to work, like, you know, perfectly for that. There we go. So that's all the trims added in. We're of course going to cover up this little gap here before we, you know, fill in the rest of the roof here with our, not spruce slabs, bloody oak slabs. And there we go. There's our top roof done. Now we're going to jump down and add on this little secondary roof here. And for this, I think I want to do something, you know, just kind of sloped, I guess. Something like that. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's all right. I like that. All right, so there's our roofs added. Now it's time for the walls, of which I honestly have no idea what we're going to do. I'm going to try, let's just try some stripped spruce. I feel like that matches too closely. There's not enough contrast there for the wall, so I don't think we're going to do that. And I think using stone, it's going to match the floor too much. So what if we maybe change some of these into some stone bricks? I don't know how that's going to fare. I think that'll kind of give the look that I'm trying to go for, you know? All right, so there's our stairs and our window. Bang. There we go. That's the wall design right there. And just looking at this, I think what we might do is actually add in just a very light touch of stone texture. I think it could definitely benefit from that. Yeah, that already looks like so much better, dude. Next, moving on to our door. Bang, you know, nothing too crazy. That's our door. Over here, what could we add in between this little section? I reckon a bit of a spruce decal would look nice. It actually matches the pillars as well, which is kind of cool. Let's try and get a freaking, oh my god, dude, I'm gonna lose it. Let's get a trap door up here, just for like that little arch kind of look. I think that looks cool. And then maybe under the pillars here, do we go with spruce to kind of match? Yeah, I think that looks super nice, dude. Hell yeah, dude. That's looking awesome. All right, what I'm going to do now is just repeat this wall design on every other wall. And then once that's done, what I'm going to do next is just basically use this same kind of template here and just repeat a couple of different houses throughout here and, you know, in some different shapes. And yes, let's get that done as a time lapse starting right now. All right, game. What the hell? I just noticed that. The hell is going on there? But yeah, there is our housing district all done pretty much. And now it's time to move on to the shopping district over here. I want to add in a bunch of shops, a bunch of stalls and markets and just stuff like that. So let's start off with our first kind of like trading stall building here. And I think I'm wanting this to be in like an L shape. So we're going to do something like that. And then, you know, something like that. So this portion is going to go up higher. And then this portion is going to be down lower. And this here is going to be kind of the shop front. So I'll of course just get the rest of this building done in a time lapse, but for the front part, I want to actually design it now with you guys at least. So the thing that I absolutely love is just having like a table at the front. Let's do something like this, like kind of a curved table like that. Up along the top, let's get a couple of fences going across. Maybe even if we actually get, we don't have any, of course. God damn it. Give me a second. Let's get maybe actually all just fence gates here. I think fences sit a little bit too low for my liking. So yeah, I think fence gates looks a lot better across there. Then what I actually want to do next is maybe make a couple more banners. So yeah, we'll do something like that. Yeah, that gives like a bit of a trading kind of store look. And then I actually want to go get some item frames. I'll go get some more wool as well while I'm at it because this clearly is enough. So yeah, I'll be back in a second. All right, I'm back with a bunch of detailing blocks and I changed my mind. I want this to actually be like a flower stall. I think it's just going to look nice having the colors here and then like the colors of the flowers and stuff. Let's actually maybe put an extinguished campfire here actually, because you know, Why the hell not? So yeah, that's gonna be our shop there. I'll fill this out in the time lapse, but before we do that, I actually want to move on to maybe a bit of a market stall kind of design. I think what we might actually do is have another pathway that'll come up this way, just so we have a bit more structure to kind of work around. I think that'll help, you know, make it a little easier to work with. So let me just do this pathway real quick here. Okay, there's our new pathway, and now that we have this structure, we can kind of use that to work with, like I mentioned previously. So let's add a big old freaking thing right here. Then at the back, let's add in our, not that, what the hell? Our fences and stuff like this. And then at the front, we'll add in our fences as well, and that'll obviously support our roof there. So next, I'm gonna maybe strip those. So let's see how that looks. I'm gonna head up to the tippity bloody top here. And so what I reckon we try is maybe something like this, like a bit of a structured kind of style roof like that. And then in between that, we can add in our wool. I've completely messed that up. How the hell did I manage that, dude? What the... Jesus Christ. Let's just grab out some wool. Let's go with yellow for this one and just kind of see how it looks against this. So it'll obviously go yellow and then white. And of course, it is turning to night. God, am I freaking lyrical genius out here, dude? Did you hear that rhyme or what, man? The blocks down here are looking a little strange, I think. I think we need to strip those, remove these, and maybe add like, you know, one of these bad boys across here. So it looks more like a table. I think that will look better. Let's just add in the entire roof and see how it looks, because right now it does look weird, and I don't know if it's just because the roof isn't done. And yeah, that's actually looking not too bad. I kind of like that. Although I think these fences here at the back can be replaced with some stripped oak logs, kind of like how we do at the front. I think that'll fit a little nicer. Yeah, I think that it just looks a little more cohesive. I kind of like that. Next, let's of course get our detailing blocks. We're going to fill the back of this bad boy up with just a bunch of chests and barrels, just kind of randomly scattered throughout. And then on the table here, we'll have our goods for sale, maybe a lantern, an extinguished campfire, and maybe actually we can replace this with like a barrel. Yeah, dude, that looks awesome. I like that a lot. So yeah, there we go. There's our like kind of market stall design. I'm of course going to incorporate a bunch of different kind of shape designs, and I'll probably just fill out this entire section and this section as well. And we'll of course continue, you know, with this actual established trading building as well. So yeah, I'm going to get all of that filled out as a time lapse right now. Alright, and there we go. There is our completed market stall and, you know, trading district all done for our little harbor here. As you can see, I just sprinkled in a bunch of random details, little bushes and like barrel piles and chests, of course. Heaps of different variants of our little, you know, market stall kind of thingies as well. I really like, probably this one's actually my favorite over here. I like these like two side by side. So that's just about going to conclude this episode. I'm glad I have a nice little spot now to arrive at. It's definitely, yeah, a very nice build. I'm very happy with the way this one turned out. And of course, if you want to download it for yourself, be sure to check out my Patreon, as it'll be up over there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, and that concludes movie number 2. If you want to continue watching this series, the next episode is right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.